Okay. Hello, everybody. This was quite a Thursday of baseball. And I'm hoping if my microphone is on and working, and I think it is. This was a hell of a day of baseball. I got to be honest. It's you know it's something great when my dad actually calls me, really excited to talk about a game that just happened. And oh, there we go.
Hello. Sorry I'm late. I interrupted a story about your dad. Hello? Hello?
Can you hear me, Jeff?
Oh, can you hear me? I heard you.
Uh-oh. What have we done? Echo cancellation. My mic is on. Testing. Oh, Doc's cards can hear us both. All right. Well, then.
If you can't hear me, I guess it doesn't matter. As long as Doc can hear us. Thank you. Okay. You still can't hear me, Chris?
Weird.
All right. Turn your speakers on, Chris.
How can we fix this? Let's see.
Turn your
what if I just
speakers on.
This is weird. It's weird, Jeff, that I can't hear you. I can see your handsome face. I know you killed it on set today, but it's weird. I can't hear you.
SFO Sox fan can't hear the 70s funk.
Yes.
Speakers.
Am I muted? That would be funny.
No. Yeah, we might have to do sign language for the night.
Sign language for the night? We might have to, right? What if I get rid of this? Oh.
Shelly, this is true right here.
I bet that's it. Yeah, that's it. Okay.
What?
Hold on. Oh, smart enough to figure this out. Kind of, I think.
I hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yes, we're back. We're good. All right. For some reason,
right.
Yeah, the sound was coming out of my microphone instead of in. I don't, what can we say?
Kevin has a trivia question here. Hopefully we figured it out. So
even money, Kevin.
Yes.
So Jeff, while we were waiting, I asked the chat what they would do if they caught that ball. What would they want?
Which one? I was gone. 50th. He hit like 3 home runs today, right?
Yeah. So the 50th is the key one, right? And it went into like a bar area in left center field, and there was like Barstool had the video of it. There was like just a dog pile, people trying to get this ball, and a dude came up with it. So I don't know. We saw some interesting comments. Some people said they wanted like $1 million, like nothing less than $1 million. I saw a lot of autographs, some like a meet and greet. Man, I feel like at auction, right? If you threw it up right now, that would have to get like 200, 250, maybe more. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think $1 million is reasonable. Remember what happened with the Mark McGwire ball? Like, wasn't that Todd McFarlane?
Yeah, the Spawn guy bought it, right?
Like $3 million.
Yeah, it didn't age well, Jeff.
Tops now is up to $11.99 for a 50 card.
Wow. Jeez. I mean, Jeff, once logo fractor boxes came out for $109, nothing should surprise us at all at this point about how much Tops will charge.
Yeah, that's true.
But it was Todd McFarlane. Yeah, thanks. SFO Sox fan, I believe, also said he would like a half hour of decoy playtime. And that's what my wife said. She'd trade the ball for a meet and greet with the dog.
I thought you were going to say trade for the dog.
Oh, no, I don't think Ohtani would do that trade.
I would hope
not. No way.
Oh,
Kevin Morales says he was an inch away or seconds away from booking a flight to Miami to watch today's game. And was like,
Oh, yeah.
Wow. No way he hits 2. Oh. I mean, a third is even impossible. So, Jeff, I know you've been filming
fantasy playoffs.
Yeah. Jeff, I know you've been filming, but did you see the highlights?
No, I didn't see anything today. Sorry to say. I saw that he got 10 RBIs against my fantasy team.
He did. The third home run is basically a slow pitch softball home run. There was a position play. I think Vital Brujan was pitching, and he just throws like a shoulder high 65 mile an hour, nothing. And Ohtani puts it like in the third deck at Marlins Park. I went over the last fans that were sitting there.
Well, good for him, because as we've seen from other players and as we know from experience, it's not always easy to hit those slow pitches.
Well, thankfully, Ohtani isn't our age either.
That's true. That's true.
But I mean, that line is impressive. I mean, I've never seen anything like that. Even Sean Green didn't have the steals or those RBIs when he hit 4 home runs with 19 total bases.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Oh, Doug, I would be traded immediately for the dog. Like, I don't think there would even be a question. I think, honestly, like, I don't know. I could be traded for like 15 minutes of playtime for that dog, with that dog. Oof.
Curator of Cardboard has some good suggestion. Game used bat with an auto, 1 kanji, 2 baseball autos, 1 kanji photo of us autographed, and some cash. Drives a hard bargain.
Yeah, I would be cool, honestly. I would want an autographed bat. I would just like to shake his hand and tell him, congratulations, and give me 2 season tickets next year.
Yeah.
And not like bleacher season tickets either. I need something good. And that was just incredible. That was probably the most exciting baseball game I've watched this year, and it wasn't close. There was nothing about the score was interesting. My boy Freddie Freeman, I didn't even score a run or have an RBI.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But I will also tell you, and this was my favorite little minor detail of the game, is in the 9th inning with 2 outs, Chris Taylor comes up. And as you know, Chris Taylor's awful at baseball. Probably one of the worst regulars in the league. He's hitting about $180. And here he is batting against this position player for the Rays. And he like fights off a base hit to right field. And the Dodgers announcers were like, yes, yes, because that meant that Ohtani got to bat again. They were so excited.
You know what they're cheering for,
not
the actual hit, just to see Ohtani again.
No, they were probably hoping Chris Taylor just get hit by a pitch.
Donut's got some good questions here. He asked one about our blue Ohtani. I hope its value's not down from when we got it. What's more impressive, Judge's 2022 season or Ohtani's 2024, which still is not over yet?
It's got to be the 2024. I mean, no one's ever done 50-50 before. People have hit 60 home runs before, but no one's ever done this.
John says because Judge played the field. It doesn't.
Yeah, but people have still done it before.
Yeah.
I almost always, unless you're breaking a saves record, I'm always going to say the thing that's never been done before has to be the most impressive thing, or else someone else would have done it.
Yeah, I like that caveat.
Yeah, I had to throw that in there. But anyway.
So when I came on, you were telling a story about your dad that I interrupted.
Oh, it was very brief. Just he called me like as soon as the game was over. I kind of teased him. I'm like, you didn't call me when he hit the 50th. He didn't call me when he hit the 51st. He waited until the 3rd out. Like in the back of my dad's mind, there was still a chance the Dodgers might lose that game. So he was waiting for the final out, and then immediately called me to talk about it. But it's an amazing the MLB like extra innings package thing is a spectacular gift that my dad in North Carolina can watch all the Dodgers games.
I just wonder how your dad's going to react for playoff Dodger baseball.
Well, unfortunately, hopefully not the same way he reacted last year and the year before.
Yeah, but this year's this year.
Yeah, it sure is. Go ahead. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be time, and they're probably going to tell him to slow down at this point. Like they've clinched a playoff spot. They've got 3 at home against the Rockies coming up. Once they sweep that, most likely they'll probably tell Ohtani to just relax on the bases at least.
Yeah, man.
But
Forbidden Donut. This brings to mind our friend Ephus, who was talking about Edgar Martinez a lot. Yeah, you don't see a lot of other DHs stealing 50 bases.
No,
you're right.
No, I think he's already broken. I think it was your boy Paul Molitor actually had previously the most stolen bases by a primary DH, and it was like 31 or something.
That doesn't surprise me because he was pretty fleet of feet for a DH.
Yeah, I just wanted to go back here. Cavacards points out, don't forget Acuna's 40-70, which was great and it was awesome, but this is 50-50 is more impressive. I hate to say I'm wearing an Acuna jersey as I say that. It stings a little bit. I like to think Acuna's watching this and just chomping at the bit, which is an expression I learned from my dad last year, which I'd never heard before, to come back next year. And maybe, I mean, give him something to shoot for. Whatever Ohtani does, Acuna will blow out both his knees trying to break it.
Oh man, is this wait for one day? Soto dinged his knee today, so he's missing time. Oh, jeez.
He got up and stayed in the game, I think.
Oh, he did?
I think, yeah. By the way, kudos to the Mariners third base coach for not killing himself last night. That poor guy has had a front row seat to two of the worst base running gaffes I think we've seen all season. And there's nothing he can do about either one of them except just be in the background of the video. And that's tough.
Yeah. So what happened? What happened on the J-Rod one? I didn't see that.
So first of all, Julio Rodriguez starts the inning at second base because he made the last out of the inning before with a chance to win the game. So already like he's in a crappy emotional spot, but he's on second base. He's got to score to tie the game. I think there was I believe a hit. So it's first and third, nobody out, Arozarena up. And Arozarena swings and misses at a pitch, but loses the bat. Like the bat flies out of his hand.
Okay.
J-Rod like dodges the bat and then just forgot that, the ball wasn't touched. So it's live and just sort of takes a wild, circuitous route back to the bag, kind of like meanders, turns, and you see the third base coach is like waving his hands. And then you see like a light bulb go on in J-Rod's head and he runs back to third, but Chisholm already had the ball, tagged him out.
So he was acting as though it was a foul ball, even though it was the bat that he was dodging.
Yes, that's basically a great way to describe it. Yeah, he dodged the bat like it was a foul ball, and it got basically picked off third base as the tying run in extra innings.
Oh yeah, and that was the night after the Robles play?
Yes, the night after the bases loaded 3-0 count attempt to steal home Victor Robles play.
This is a great question here. Seeing what he does while not pitching, do the Dodgers consider keeping Ohtani as a DH only and pitch him only if they need a sub in the rotation? I got a couple thoughts on that, but what do you think, Chris?
I think there's a reasonable chance that we see him pitch in the playoffs this year. I think him coming out of the bullpen, when it was first floated, I thought it was nuts. But on the MLB Network, they interviewed Joe Madden on that MLB Now show, and he was like, if Ohtani comes to me and says, I can do it, my arm feels great, he's like, you bet your ass I'm putting him in there. The Dodgers need arms. They have like two starting pitchers. Evan Phillips is trash. I mean, they have Garrett Crochet and Juan Vesey has been pretty good. I mean, they need arms. Maybe not the first round, but if he's feeling pretty good and they make it to the NS, I wouldn't be surprised to see him pitch like the 8th and 9th of a game or try to pitch the 8th and 9th of a game.
Yeah, I could see that. I don't know about this year, but I'm willing to bet that he does pitch for sure next year. Like Lincoln Thomas said, he wants to pitch. I know that was part of the deal when he signed with the Dodgers. They agreed that he would get his chances to pitch, and he loves to pitch. So I don't think he would be happy with not pitching.
No, he definitely wants to be out there. I think he'll pitch until, well, one thing we've seen is that if he pitches and he hurts his elbow, he can still swing. Like, he'll be back in the batter's box fairly soon. Right. Professor's Dugout, I hope your dad's colonoscopy went well. We're all going to get there at some point, most likely.
Or have been. Yeah.
Or have been. Yeah. Good point. But yeah, I like I said, if it's like, especially we get late in the NLCS, can you imagine Ohtani? Like he said, his favorite moment of baseball so far was striking out Trout to win the World Baseball Classic. Imagine him striking out Harper to go to the World Series.
Yeah, or in the World Series. Yeah, I think just the lift that would give the team too would be pretty incredible. So I don't know.
Yeah, and I will say I don't remember. It's happened before. I'm sure it's never happened before. Yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But seeing Ohtani take a lengthy curtain call in a visiting stadium was pretty cool today. That's not something.
How many people were there?
Yeah, there were like a lot of Dodger Blue. A lot of Dodger Blue was there. And like I said, the second home run and the third home run that was in like the upper deck, there were people up there. It just went over them.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, he is.
All right, I'm gonna have to watch the highlights after we get off.
Yeah, I feel like if you throw on the MLB Network, they might be discussing it.
Probably just be playing them in rotation.
Jeff, just so you and for you guys at home, if you followed along on our other show, Spitballing Cards, our good buddy Scotty B has 0 Ohtani cards. He and I spent a half an hour on the phone today discussing Ohtani cards. So,
and why he doesn't have any?
No, and how he might be about ready to take the plunge. I don't think he can take it anymore. Like the FOMO is literally killing him.
I would imagine. I mean, I feel like it's killing me, and we have cards.
I told my wife I was actually on eBay scrolling other cards, and she was like, "Why are you doing that?"
It's like he's like the unicorn of baseball, and also causing the unicorn of FOMO. Even people that have cards of him are like, "Why do I have all this other crap? I should just throw this all out the window and put it all into Ohtani cards," which might not be the worst decision.
No, long term that might end up being a great call. Yeah, there's some people in that that Shohei Ohtani Facebook group who were like, some guy actually posted, "I know I have a bunch of Ohtani, but seeing this, I need more. Like, show me some Ohtani for sale. Let's go."
I was gonna say we should check eBay tonight and tomorrow and see how many sales there have been, or market movers. Yeah, I bet there's a lot of cards that have sold even since then.
And I wish there were a way to check how many cards on eBay the prices were raised by like 20% after that 50th home run today. But there were a lot of listings at $199 that are now $299.
Abel in Vegas. I don't buy Ohtani cards either. I don't like buying pitchers. A pretty good season for a pitcher this year. Pretty good offensive season.
That's not bad. That's not bad. So there was like a great line. I forget if it was on ESPN or MLB Network, but they were just like, imagine you're running a team and the ace of your pitching staff hurts his elbow and takes a year off from pitching. And in that year off, he goes 50-50. Like, I mean, it's crazy. Like my wife and I watched that last home run standing up in our living room. If our dog wasn't deaf and half blind, I'm sure she would have been standing up too. But I mean, that's like as exciting as, especially as a Braves fan who's just, I feel like I'm watching, I'm like the whole Braves season is that Agatha Christie book, 10 Little Indians, I think it is. Yeah, I feel like that was the most exciting baseball game of my season, was watching that.
Oh man, now I have FOMO for the game today.
Listen, Hollywood, we all have FOMO for.
Oh, it was great. I had a great day on set. It's going to be a great show. I hope everybody watches it. NCIS Origins comes out October 14th, CBS. Watch the show. And then maybe if you keep watching it, you'll see a tiny bit of me pop in there.
Are you playing that cannibalistic child predator that I was lobbying to be in the script?
No, sadly, I'm playing a bouncer at a roadhouse.
Oh my God. And tell everyone what your character name was, Jeff.
And my character's name is Dalton.
Fantastic.
No, I'm an agent. I'm just a lowly old agent.
Oh, okay.
But
oh man, yeah, we were debating. Jeff isn't the star of the show, unfortunately, but we were debating. I was giving him terrible advice that he should ad lib some Roadhouse lines in the middle of this, NCIS filming. But I'm sure the stars of the show, and nay, the angry showrunner in particular, would probably not have been a fan of that.
Yeah, and there's a lot of great lines in the original Roadhouse. Not a lot of them are applicable or qualify for CBS standards. Standards and practices might have an issue.
Yeah, it might be a very short, very beep-filled Roadhouse episode. Yes.
Yep. Yeah, no, Dalton's a great name. Great name. So Chris, is there anything else I missed today besides Ohtani lighting the world on fire? I mean, was that it? I'd like to just take a moment to celebrate my Brewers for clinching another division championship. It's pretty exciting. I got to say, I was texting with a good friend of mine from back home, and he said, "This is pain don't hurt." I should have thrown that in there. He was saying that this is one of the most fun teams he's ever watched. And I agree, because they weren't expected to do a lot. They're missing some of their biggest players from last year. No Burns, no Woodruff, no Yelich. And Craig Counsell left, and we saw how that ended up. So that's a little icing on the cake. And even though I picked the Brewers to win the division, I didn't think they'd clinch it this early. So
yeah, that was definitely a pick with your heart, too. It is crazy. You're right. Their manager left for more money. They traded the ace of their pitching staff, and their number 2 is recovering from shoulder surgery all season.
And their number 3 pretty much sucks now.
Yeah.
Freddie Peralta is like he was supposed to be the de facto ace. They thought he might be an ace coming in. Contreras is having a great year. Churio's been going nuts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wills, this is a great line. This is immediately the line that Chris and I discussed trying to put in the show. But have you guys heard the story about I forget that actor's name who played the guy?
I don't either. But I think this is one of the 10 greatest lines ever written for a movie.
So apparently they didn't get along, those guys. They didn't get along when filming. And then they filmed the fight scene, and they both realized how dedicated they were to authenticity, and they developed a friendship. Well, anyways, this guy says that he went to the premiere with his mom. He took his mom to the premiere. And when he says that famous line, she stands up in the theater and goes, "That's my son."
That's a beautiful parental support right there.
Being proud of your child.
I mean, he killed it. He delivered the hell out of that line. That's the best line of the whole movie.
And it's almost reading it almost seems undeliverable, but he did great.
Yeah. I mean, imagine actually fighting someone and he says that to you. I mean, I don't know. I feel like you stop at least momentarily, be like, what? And then that's it. You're going to get knocked out.
I must have heard it wrong. All right, let's get back to it. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I think Professor's Dugout's spot on. I can't imagine Pat Murphy not winning Manager of the Year.
No, and Ricky Weeks, I don't know if you guys know, but former Brewer, great. Ricky Weeks has been his right-hand man all year, and they've been a great tandem, and I'm really happy with them, happy with how they've done. Garrett Mitchell he's one of those young guys in the mix. I don't know. He's coming back from injury. We'll see. He's coming out of school. I was really excited for him to join the team. He was a great hitter. Didn't he go to Oregon? Is that where he went? I think he went to Oregon. But he's had a lot of injuries derail his time, but we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, and by the way, John, I refuse to get on the Brian Snicker hate train. That team has been absolutely crushed by injuries. Like the fact that the team still shows up, honestly, and is trying on the field is a testament to both respect for Brian Snicker and I think for Marcelo Zuna's ability to rally that team. I hope he stays. I hope both those guys stay. I cannot imagine managing in this situation where every single day an all-star is like, well, see you guys in 2 months. I'm out.
No, I mean, he may feel like loser of the year, but it certainly shouldn't. No blame should be put on his shoulders. Was faced with an insurmountable hill. Yeah.
I mean, they've lost 6 starters. Jared Kelenic is below. I mean, that blew up in everyone's face. Unfortunately, it's been tough. It's been a tough year for the Braves. I don't know, but they did. Oh, but the other thing you missed today, Jeff. Well, you saw Michael Harris's line because you have him in fantasy. The Braves hit a hole. The Braves went to the Great American Small Park and they blew it up today.
Good.
We talk about some players that unexpectedly got to 30 and 100. Our boy Jorge in the chat there was talking about Manny Machado a couple minutes ago, but let's take a look at Matt Olson.
Somebody else said in the chat, knocking on the door. Does he have 3,100?
He is just about there. Just about there. He'll get there now after today, where he hit 2 home runs and knocked in 4 or 5 runs. Yeah. I mean, I did not expect after May, if you told me Matt Olson and Manny Machado were both going to be 30 and 100 and Guerrero too.
All right. John's got a bone to pick with you.
All right. I will. Okay. I'll give you this. Earlier this season, I said the same thing. I wanted to see him get thrown out of some games. I felt like the team is definitely sort of in a malaise there, end of April, beginning of May. So I agree that, an ejection or two, a Bobby Cox tantrum maybe would have been much called for, especially with some of the really terrible strike calls the Braves guys were dealing with. I mean, Max Fried on opening day, I feel like that would have been a great time for Snit to just get thrown out. But I mean, you got to remember that he's been in that organization forever. A lot of these players came up with him in the minors, and their relationship it's rock solid. It may feel like he's not backing them up, but those players love that guy and he loves them. And there's a lot of
there's definitely an argument in the chat. The battery does not like this accusation of sleeping in the dugout. While that's going on, Terry, you're right. Garrett was a UCLA guy. I'm thinking of his wife and former girlfriend, Haley Cruz, who was an Oregon Duck, and she was a softball player there. So thank you for that correction.
Speaking in tongues, I think this is definitely something that every sports network and every sports radio talk show host will be talking about for the next 2 weeks. The possibility of a Game 7 of the World Series where Ohtani comes out of the dugout and is facing Aaron Judge, as the potential tying run. That would be something. Really, that would be absolutely incredible. We got there in the World Baseball Classic. Somehow it was like fate intervened
Yeah.
there and made that happen. And it took
That
what?
was a crazy at bat.
Yeah, it took some incredible pitches to get him.
Yeah.
Like a near perfect slider to strike him out. Whew, yeah, I'm getting excited just thinking about it. Like, man, I want more Ohtani cards now, Jeff. This is terrible.
I know. What should we do? What should we do? maybe I can sell this for $15 on eBay and get put it towards it.
I don't know. I think you get more money if it was actual candy.
Probably, although candy from 1991 wouldn't be aging very well.
Curator of Cardboard dropping a number on us here. 15,548 people in attendance tonight.
And there'll probably be 50,000 that say they were there by next year.
Yeah, a lot of those people should walk out and buy a ticket if they can. Buy a physical ticket for the game. If that's possible on your way out. I don't know.
If some places don't even have physical tickets, but
I feel like there's got to be a way to go to the box office and get one.
Man.
Oh, Forbidden Donuts.
Why are you putting these ideas in our head? Plus, what we trade up for? I don't know.
That's funny that he should mention that, Jeff. Let me pull something up on eBay.
Okay. All right. I'm listening.
Do I have your attention? This was just listed today, actually. Oh.
Curator, you're right. I've got some 2018. I might have to rip some.
Oh yeah, the 2018 wax.
Yeah.
I like that. I think that ticked up today.
Well, I got to send it through the CT machine first to see.
Oh, yes, 100%. Yeah, I mean, I can fake an injury and we can go to the hospital, no problem.
All right. Yeah.
Or
all that in your pocket. I just got it's in my backpack. I've got six little square boxes that need to go in the machine with me.
This beauty just showed up on eBay today.
Oh my goodness, gem! Look at that centering.
Yeah, centering is perfect. That auto is like. My wife was quick to criticize Jeff that on our copy of this, his signature goes into the blue, into the border.
I don't have a problem with that.
I didn't either, but she was like, is that okay? That's not a great impression of my wife, but
I don't think she sounds like that. But
no. She's like, well, the auto is kind of screwed up, and I'm like, oh my god, I was thinking like, is it smudged or something, and we didn't see that? She's like, no, it goes over here into the border. I'm like, oh, that's fine.
Yeah. Not like Acuna, who a lot of times goes off the border.
Yeah, he just does an R and an A and can't even keep that on the card. But by the way, once again, let me remind everyone, the fact that my wife does not work for PSA is a benefit to all of us in the hobby.
There'd be a lot of fives coming out of that joint.
Yes. So many fives.
Kevin's got an idea here. Or maybe a Churio. Yeah, I agree. I saw that. I was looking left to right standards. You're left to right centering. You're right. Top to bottom is off a little bit.
Hold on a minute. Let me get in here. Where's that thing? All right. There's the top.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It looks pretty good. Maybe, slightly.
It's within parameters for sure.
Yeah, like what, 47, 53, something like that. Man, those edges. Look at that beautiful auto. All right, we got to stop.
So that's on
that's on eBay right now. It's on eBay right now. Low price of 43.
All right, if anybody in the chat buys that tonight, that would be great. Feel free to we'll send you a link and you can join us on the show to tell us about it.
All right. My goodness. But yeah, I was
I've heard this as well, Curator. Yeah. Yeah. The Brewers don't have printed tickets anymore, as far as I know.
Huh. Because there was that gentleman on Instagram, P. Ryan, the P. Ryan collection, love him or hate him. He talked about flying to, oh God, what was it, Brazil? No, where
was it? The World Cup, right?
Yeah, he flew to the World Cup final to get physical tickets to buy people's like commemorative tickets with the goal of getting Messi and why can't I think of the guy's name? The French guy, Mbappe, to both sign that ticket. So I mean, I guess some places have them, some places don't.
Yeah, and I think some of the bigger events like that and like the Super Bowl, I believe they do have big commemorative tickets, physical tickets, but most of these games do not anymore.
Let's see.
Sadly, because I know as P. Ryan, and there are some people that think tickets are the next big thing, like tickets from historic sporting events, graded tickets.
I mean, that World Cup ticket, I totally get. There's a decent chance. I was born in 1978. There's a chance that World Cup final between France and Argentina, where arguably the greatest soccer player of all time in Lionel Messi overcame a dynasty from France with the next biggest superstar, it stopped them from repeating in a shootout. After France took all their punches, I think in double overtime, they tied it up twice. It went to a shootout and Argentina won, giving Messi finally like his. There's an argument that was the greatest sporting event of our lifetimes up to now. He was comparing it to like the Rumble in the Jungle.
Yeah.
In terms of like historical significance, but more people watched that World Cup final than I think any other sporting event in history.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So I mean, I could see, and what I think Mbappe never signs, I think he was saying. So if you can get those two guys to sign on that ticket, I totally get that being a historical collectible.
Yeah, I just think for more and more games, there are going to be no physical tickets.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of that in the comments. And John Fry says most stadiums won't even take your cash. There's no way they give you a ticket. Yeah, I mean, you're probably right.
Yeah. Are you guys going to buy his Topps Now card? This is interesting. So somebody mentioned earlier in the chat that it's what $11.99 for Topps Now, which is crazy. But why wouldn't Topps Now do a similar thing like they did the Topps Now with the basketball players that had won? Remember the Curry, LeBron, Durant triple auto,
right?
Like, why not do something like that with Ohtani? They would sell a ton of these if they. I'm
going to stop you right there because when he went 40-40, they did. Everyone that bought one of those was entered. You will get your card, but then there's also going to be like a kanji auto, image variation. There will be some like image variations in there in those 40-40 ones. I just got the notification that mine shipped, I think yesterday or this morning.
Oh, you did buy it?
Yeah. I got the green light to go ahead.
That's right. Okay.
It was $10 all in. So I figured that's worth a shot. You never know. Someone's going to get a kanji auto at 40-40. And ironically, that it's still a kanji auto, but now everyone's going to want the 50-50 now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Maurice Campbell, if there is like some sort of raffle type situation where there's going to be some random autos in there, I'll absolutely buy one. I'll take the $11.99 plunge and roll the dice.
Speaking in tongues says there's a Heritage Red Ink 1010, I guess, on eBay for $145,000. Pop one. That's a very tough gem.
Those Heritage autos. Yeah, that's tough. Those backs chip so easily and on card. So how many people handle those, Jeff, before they're in?
Yeah.
And they're in packs too.
Shout out to Lincoln Thomas for the American Psycho reference, where the guys are comparing business cards and talking about the font and the type. Yes, that's the hobby. You're right.
That is exactly how I felt when Jeff Wilson pulled out that Canary Diamond Freddie Freeman 1/1 that I didn't have the money for at the time.
Yeah.
And he was like shining it in the light on his Instagram reel. I was sweating, just like
Patrick Bateman looking at it and sweating. Yeah.
Yeah, just think it's perfect. It's perfect. Yeah, that's an excellent analogy.
All right. So everybody says they are. Yeah, they are doing the auto. Okay. So I guess that's probably why they're bumping up the price. They're bumping up the price because they can.
Oh boy. Speaking of other Ohtanis hitting the market, Shelly the Turtle said the hand-on helmet PSA 9 for $7,500. The last PSA 10 went for $7,500. I hate to say this, Ed, but I'm saying this to our viewers and to our later watchers, but I'm also saying it to myself. I don't buy an Ohtani card tonight.
Well, I don't know. Look at this. Forbidden Donut says Red Ink Heritage auto of him batting showed up for $24,000. And is that graded, Forbidden Donut? Yeah. Wow. I
mean, I'm not saying I'm going to go look for that right now.
But take a peek.
Just a quick look, a glance.
Professor's Dugout with a pro tip here. And when I used to buy Topps Now cards, I also did this. You can use Topps reward points. The reward points aren't good for much, but you can use credit on them to buy Topps Now cards. So he says I usually get a 10-pack for the price of 1 or 2 cards. And that's what I used to do as well. So if you buy stuff on Topps and you have reward points, definitely cash them in for a certificate that you can use on the Topps Now.
Yeah, I would also mention
yeah, Bazooka Tom, Chris forgot the last portion of it. Don't buy an Ohtani card tonight. Buy 10 Ohtani cards tonight.
Yeah, buy all the Ohtani cards. Or don't buy them because I'm going to buy them.
Wait, so this this is the card that's up for 24K, Chris?
This one just went up. I forget who wrote it, but this looks like it's been up for not very long. So I would say this has been up since the 50th home run. So this is up for 25K. Jeff and I love this image. I like this one a lot more than the first Heritage rating.
Agreed.
But yeah. Oh, Forbidden Door, another great point. Yeah. That is why credit cards exist. So we can buy what we want right now and spend the remainder of our existence on planet Earth paying for it.
Yeah, and you're with some of these cards, you're stretching a limit that most people have.
Yeah, that's exactly why when you and I bought that blue one, we had to get the money first.
Yes,
because that's a dangerous game to play.
Everybody's talking about the Topps website. I guess there's a wait list to get in to buy these cards, Chris. So
I didn't
pay and get on the wait list.
Wait, so they're up now? They already have the Topps now like up for sale?
I guess. I don't know. Well, Forbidden Donut says there's a 910 also batting, I guess.
Oh, is there? Hold on.
Cardboard Showcase. Are any of these crazy priced Ohtanis actually selling? If so, I'm going to list all my Ohtanis and pay off my house. Might not be a bad time to list them.
Yeah, Cardboard Showcase. I got to say, that doesn't sound like a terrible idea, does it?
So then you're caught. You're caught, Chris, between this FOMO of not having more Ohtani cards, but also should you sell them because they're so high?
Okay, I'm looking at Market Movers right now.
Conundrum.
I don't see any having sold today. I don't know how soon they can update their app. But yesterday, a Topps Chrome Gold Rookie Autos, a PSA 10 sold for $25,000. That's the Topps Chrome.
The Chrome Gold, the one of him, the batting pose.
Yeah, it's a little bit closer up.
Yeah.
This one. So, yeah, I haven't seen anything sell tonight, but I mean, that doesn't mean it won't.
No, I bet there'll be some sales. And a night like this, the night he put together and joining the 50-50 club, how he did it, that's the kind of thing that gets non-hobby people interested. Like some of these big ballers that were at the Rip Nights and Fanatics Fest. I feel like they might be like, well, maybe this is the baseball player to get.
It also leads to this type of logic. And I've heard this come out of my mouth, and I know it's BS, but I say it anyway.
Okay.
Like I really enjoyed watching Shohei Ohtani tonight. He is incredible. He gets me excited for the hobby and excited for baseball. So I want to support him. So to support Shohei Ohtani, I will go buy some of his baseball cards. That's a level of logic that I've said before.
Yes, and there are a lot of people that do say that, and in some ways you can convince yourself that it makes sense, right? Even though buying his cards do nothing to support him.
Does nothing at all to help.
No.
But yeah, so there's a BGS 9 of the same card. Again, an insane price. I think this is $29K. I know you don't see these very often. I don't know if these were redemptions or not, Jeff. I'm not sure.
I can't remember either, to be honest. The Heritage, I'm really screwed up with his red ink autos. Which ones are in packs?
I would guess maybe the originals were like the first series might have been redemptions, because remember he just had that variation in there too. He didn't have a base card. So maybe they rushed that one, but this one you would think should be in the packs. But I don't know. Someone else can look that up. Don't buy Heritage high number. Although, wait a second. Based on what Filmington said today, that makes me think they were live.
Why? What did he say?
I think Filmington was discussing buying some high number Heritage, like a high number Heritage case. He was talking about looking into it. So he would know. And I don't think he even considered if they weren't live.
So speaking of Filmington, last week he gave us some important marital advice. Doc's Cards is going to take Chris's advice on talking to his wife about supporting the athletes that need our support like that. Zane says he doesn't feel like the Acuna moment wasn't as big. Hard for me to say because I actually saw that moment. I didn't see the moment today. I thought it was really big, and him holding the base is forever imprinted in my head. But
yeah, it's tough. I really wonder. I mean, we could fantasize about baseball all the time. I know I do. But had Ohtani done this, if this game were at home, Dodger Stadium may have collapsed into rubble with the amount of cheering and screaming and stomping and clapping. As a Braves fan, the Acuna moment was enormous. Like, it really was. Anytime a player completes something no one else has done, it's a big deal. This probably felt bigger because I truly think this accomplishment was bigger. But 4070 was awesome last year. It's when someone does something like this the following year, you forget. Like when Bonds hit 72 or Bonds hit 71, a lot of people forgot about Mark McGwire's 62nd real fast.
Wasn't it 73?
Yeah, but when he hit, I mean, McGwire hit 70, I think, right?
Yeah.
And then Bonds hit 71 the next year, or like 4 years
yeah.
later. I mean, 62 was so big. If you remember, McGwire missed first base. He was so pumped up.
Yes, he did miss first base.
Kevin.
There's a curtain call variation, and Shelley adds that it says, I skip math to watch history. Ohtani 50-50. That's pretty cool.
Wow.
Well, it'd be fun. They're getting even SSPs are getting in his tops now.
I mean, I'm okay. What's going to really piss me off, Jeff, is when Top Series 1 next year, Ohtani's SSP is like him smiling in the clubhouse.
Right. At least put decoy on there. All right. Zuckerman says, thanks for bringing the 2020 Stadium Club Chrome Shimmered Auto to my attention in March. I made the decision then to go find it and buy it, and I was able to. The card means even more to me now. Congratulations on that, because that is one of his best cards.
It is. Is Zuckerman 182? Is it yours on eBay? Or no, I'm sorry, not is yours on Instagram? The SGC 10 out of 10. Is that yours, or do you have a different one? I would love to know that there's a second shimmer that has surfaced.
Yeah. Abel in Vegas. Are we going to see some SSP Ohtani images today? Not from us. Maybe Chris has one. I think sadly we had to part with most of our SSP.
Yeah, most of our. So we do still have Among Us with us. We have one hand-on helmet in a PSA 9.
Love it.
Yeah, and I'm still sitting on one Stadium Club pitching SSP.
And that's a gem, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I love this card. There was actually, I think John, I'm not sure if he's still with us, said, and I'd love your take on this, Jeff, said that he thinks long-term it'll be the Ohtani pitching cards that take off at some point and become the most valuable. Forbidden Donut, yeah. Ohtani.
I mean, I don't agree. And somebody was talking about that in our in the chat. Maybe it was the same gentleman.
It was. Oh yeah, John. His theory behind it was that he's going to be pitching less, so there'll be fewer cards of him going forward that show him pitching.
Maybe, and I see that logic, but I still don't buy it because hitters are what sell people on the hobby. So I feel like, yeah, he might have fewer pitching images, but his early hitting images, like the ones up until now, at least, I think are going to really stand the test of time. But you never know. That's the thing with this hobby. It could go the other way. So if you really believe that, it'd be a good way to buy into it, right?
Yes, and I would 100% start with that update SSP, that horizontal image of him pitching, because the pop on that is way below the batting, and it's selling for half the price.
Yeah.
So if that's whoever, I think it was John. If that's if you want to place a bet on that, that's 100% the card that I would go after.
Zuckerman says, yes, it is mine on IG. There's a second shimmer on Reddit from years ago, so I only know of these two.
All right. Well, there's 3 more somewhere. And they're not redemptions as far as I know. Those are live.
Big Boy says show is being interviewed on MLB channel, so thank you for those of you who are sticking with us instead of watching Ohtani.
I like Zane Barrier says he still needs a Cy Young. I just imagine the world where he does that next year. I mean, I'm going to tell you, I think that's well.
I don't think he'll pitch enough to get the Cy Young next year.
No. I would never tell Ohtani something's impossible, but in a league where like Skeens is 23 and Spencer Strider's 25, and what we're seeing out of Wheeler again, I feel like he's gonna have a hard time. Like exactly what Jeff said is right. The bulk innings won't be there to get him that award. But 4th MVP next year, I don't see why that's him.
Yep, Doc Chicks dig the long ball. That's absolutely right. Bazooka Tom says the pitching one seems to be the most common chrome I've seen through the years. Seems more iconic.
The pitching.
You mean his pitching base?
Yeah, we talking Topps Chrome? Because he has his 2 base rookies in Topps Chrome are both pitching, and the Bowman Chrome has way more pitching autos than it does batting autos.
Yes. But
deeper parallel, more rainbow, I should say. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna. Yeah, I mean, T-Corn 1 cards. It's it's okay. We've all done it. We've all sold a card before we should have, and that's all right. Yeah, the Myers are cool, but there's a limited fan base there. Some people love them. Most people probably don't really care about them.
Yeah,
I like them. They're really bright, especially in 2018 and 2019. But don't beat yourself up too bad. I'm sure you did something good with that $125.
right. Maybe put in another Ohtani, right?
Mm-hmm. Girlfriend out for dinner. I mean, there's a lot of good options there.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Ooh, a little bit behind here. Yeah, for Topps Chrome, it's all pitching. If you're looking for, Jeff and I are both in this Shohei Ohtani collectors group on Facebook, and I'm guessing some people in the chat probably are as well. I think 2 different people in the last 48 hours have asked the question: what is going to be? What would not Jeff and I? What did everyone in the group predict will be like Ohtani's iconic rookie going forward? Like, what's the one base rookie card that that's going to be the most popular? As time goes by, like one, he's got a ton. They can't all maintain like this level of popularity. So one will probably creep above all of them. So there was a good discussion in there. There were some crazy thoughts, but there was a pretty good discussion there. But it's got to be the Bowman Chrome hitting. It's card number 1, right, Jeff?
Yep, card number 1.
Yeah, it's got that Griffey number 1 kind of feel to it. The Bowman Mega from 2017 is obviously always going to be in the conversation, for sure, because that was the first one. But I think people are going to want that hitting image. It looks incredible, and it's limited. There aren't a ton of those cards. There wasn't 2018 Bowman Chrome, Jeff, was not printed to the moon like it is now.
No, not at all. That's why even the base of his cards were doing well.
Yeah. So Jacob here says he disagrees and he likes the rookie debut hitting. And I get that. That's a great looking card, especially the parallels, like a black or a gold with that bright red jersey he's got on. Like that's a great looking card. But
and I think had his rookie debut been his main card, I think we would have seen it go crazy.
Yes, if that image was US 1, was update 1, that card would be the card. That's number 700 with the white jersey pitching. No one would care about that. It'd be all about that US 1 card, but they didn't, so it's not. M. Parsons pointing out that Ohtani's now doing interviews in Spanish. Good for him. There was a brief shot on the Dodgers network. Living out here in LA, we get that. If you have, Spectrum, which sucks for everything else, by the way. Just throwing that out there. He spoke to the team in English after the game. It was the first time I ever actually really heard it, and they only turned the mic on for the very end of it. But he said he was excited for the postseason, and it was shocking to hear. So good for him. I mean, it's not easy to learn English.
No.
Forbidden Donut asks if he has a Sapphire rookie. Yes, Ohtani does have a Sapphire rookie. It's the same image as number 700, the Series 2, the white
but he's
jersey.
got autographs. That's a different image.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Well, let's pull one of those up, Jeff. Good call. Oh, man. Look at all these Ohtanis hitting eBay.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. We haven't seen Cardboard Showcase comment for a while. I believe they're all his. He just put them up.
Yeah. He's like, excuse me for a minute, gentlemen. Going to
I'll be back. They're still here.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah, let me pull this up. So he's got the Sapphire. His base card looks just like his Topps card, but obviously it has that kind of atomic look to it. But it's the auto that's special. Give me a second. Here we go. So his auto is this great hitting image. And with the blue and the white jersey, there's also an orange and a red in terms of parallels. But kudos, by the way, there's an eBay seller, Jeff, who put up an orange PSA 10 for bids that ends in 2 days. I mean,
for bids?
For bids.
Wow.
That's how you time an auction.
Good timing. What's it at?
Good question. Good question. Nope, not that one. There it is. So it ends in 4 days, and it's at $24,200.
Oh my goodness. And I know we've talked a little bit about this, and it's
I mean, look at that.
It's numbered, but I like the blue better.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a fan of the blue as well. I mean, again, these are deep waters to go swimming in. This is probably in a PSA 10 at close to a $20,000 card. There's not very many. I think there's like maybe 10 total graded at PSA. But I mean, look at this. The way that you can see like the angels on his jersey. For some reason, that's starting to be. I like to read the name or see the team name. I don't know.
I like that.
At this point, Jeff, honestly, if it's a picture of Ohtani from directly above, I'd be like, oh, that's cool. I like seeing the top of his head.
It's a great one. Forbidden Donuts ready to give his least favorite kid up for it.
Right? I mean, you don't. How many kids do you need, Forbidden Donut? You know, at least one of them is just going to disappoint you anyway. You just got to make the right choice.
Yeah. And on the other hand, how many Ohtanis do you need? And the answer is as many as you can get.
No, the answer is always more.
More.
It's always more.
Yeah.
Zane Barry with a great point here. Not responsible enough to have these, have a card like that in his house. I totally get it. My wife always teases me when we're out that we're going to come home and our dog will have like chewed up a bunch of slabs. So when she's really mad, she threatens to like rub dog treats on my Freddie Freemans. And I'm like, hey, don't do that.
Oh boy. This sounds like a good Dateline coming soon.
Wow. Yeah, I feel like almost any conversation in my house could turn into a Dateline very easily, Jeff. Okay, so hold on. Jay here has a question. Jay, I like the Men in Black name reference. Was Bowman Chrome before 2018 not highly printed? And yeah, that's correct. Yeah, it was just hobby, like only hobby boxes. That's all there was. Do you remember, Jeff, when like those smaller, like the Rita Megas started coming out for Bowman Chrome?
No, I
don't. Yeah, I mean,
we need Phil here to help us with that.
Yeah,
20 maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough, but yeah, they weren't like the SPs in 2018. We did the math. It's pretty easy because they were only in hobby boxes. So there's like 440 of those SPs where he's carrying the bag, and Devers is on the on deck circle with a batting donut. So yeah, Bowman Chrome back then used to be like it's limited. I should look up what's the PSA pop on his Bowman Chrome base rookie, Jeff. Do you off the top of your head take a guess? What do you think?
1,000.
That sounds about right because you had quite a few at one point, didn't you?
Yeah, I had lots. I opened a lot of that product. Forbidden Donuts is 2018. The megas came around, so but they still weren't the print run still wasn't nearly as high.
Yeah. Okay, there it is. Okay, the PSA 10 pop on card number 1 is 4,200. Okay,
that's really increased since I got rid of all mine.
Yeah, I'm assuming. I mean, if you've got it, you're sending it in because and it's a 7,100 total graded. But boy, does it drop after that. I still think. Hold on, Jeff and I have talked about this card in particular. I think this is probably on visual alone. That's not the right way to phrase that. How should I phrase that, Jeff? The best looking?
Yeah, image alone, or you talk about design as well?
Yeah, yes, design as well. Eye appeal?
Card eye appeal, sure.
Okay. If I'm choosing one Shohei Ohtani card strictly on eye appeal, that sounds right. It's this one.
Yeah, that refractor.
Give me the refractor, just the base refractor. I wouldn't pay a premium for purple. I don't think I'd pay a premium for blue. I don't care what the numbers say in terms of like what they're numbered to. This card is absolutely phenomenal in person.
Yeah.
And I believe, is it $499? I think it's on the front.
Yeah. Yeah, $499.
Yeah. I mean, that's just a gorgeous card. We've never had this card. We had a couple of Acuñas, and the shine on them is like that's for a while. That's why Jeff and I used to think that Bowman Chrome rookies would overtake Topps Chrome rookies.
We did, yeah. The design of the card seems so much better than Topps Chrome, and the images. We're getting questions in here about Heritage, Chris. Okay. So Mookie says, I love my Ohtani Action Heritage rookies. Awesome card, by the way.
Yep.
Night Sign, you guys ever dabble in Heritage? Yeah, we love to get in Heritage when we can. Chris especially has some really cool Heritage dual autos.
Yes, the autos are special. Red Inks. We've talked about autos a lot, but Jeff, I think you and I both agree that Red Inks have a real good chance to be, the most memorable autos of the years. 20 years from now.
Agreed, especially for rookies. I still think First Bowman seems to have that vice grip, but for rookie cards, yes.
Ooh, okay. Kevin Morales with, I think, an excellent question. Because if everyone in the hobby right now, and including Jeff and I think certainly Cardboard Showcase and a lot of other people are eyeballing Ohtani right now. Who's someone who might be under the radar? I have a name. You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the first guy I would think of, again, Jeff and I are generally we don't chase like rookies and prospects. Now, there has been a little bit of a change there because Jackson Churio is on Jeff's favorite team, and he's 20 years old and is absolutely like amazing what he has done, which has caused Jeff to go after him a little bit, which is great. But I would say the first name to come to my mind. Okay, the second name to come to my mind. The first person I think of is, and if Jorge, if you're still here, you're on board with me, is Manny Machado, who very quietly, unless you're paying attention to San Diego, and I know nobody is, turned his entire season around post a tennis elbow surgery where he couldn't throw a ball. I don't think he started playing defense until June. And now he's back to his usual, just absurd 140-foot sidearm throws across the diamond. But he's gone 30-100. And tell me if you thought...
Chris, what was that stat? Did you say like on June 5th he had 5 home runs? Is that what you said?
Yeah, June 1st.
June 1st, he had 5 home runs.
And he still had a decent number of RBIs. But yeah, on June 1st, he had 5 or 6 home runs. Like he had no power. Like his elbow wasn't back yet. And now yesterday, the 2-homer game, he's had 30 and 100. And if you look at his career numbers, they are incredibly impressive. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Almost 350 career home runs. I love Freddie Freeman, but Machado has a very good chance to end his career with more homers and more hits. And he's doing it at third base, playing incredible defense, constantly overshadowed by Nolan Arenado. And it looks like he's going to get overshadowed by Matt Chapman, for the next couple of years. But Manny Machado was really, really good. Was he a dick for the first 7 years of his career? Yes.
I think that's what Beller is referring to. But he's done a lot to rehab his image, both in the clubhouse and on the field. So I think that people are recognizing that.
Yes, in all seriousness, I was not a big fan of his. A couple of years ago, the moment actually, Jeff and I have talked about it before, where he just reamed out Fernando Tatis Jr. in the dugout for almost getting ejected in a close game late in the season. Really made us kind of open our eyes to Machado a little bit, that he is maturing. Maybe he isn't the dirty cleat stomping, bad sliding, Pedroia hurting, bat throwing, guy that he was as a youth. And this year he was the Padres nominee for the Roberto Clemente Award. Yeah. And that might not mean a lot to a casual baseball observer, but that is the award the players care about the most in all seriousness. It means a lot. And you can read about it. He has done a ton of charity stuff in San Diego. He and the owner, the late Padre owner, were very close. And he really took followed in the owner's footsteps. He's really big in 2 charities, like a homelessness charity and I forget exactly what it's called. Damn it. I should look it up. But he's in a charity. He works with a program just trying to get kids to go to school, to get attendance up. And he has actually been there and so anyway, I think Machado has trying to turn himself around. He has matured. He sort of realized he wasn't great as a youth, but none of us were necessarily good people at 23. But I like Machado a lot. I like him going forward. I like the future for his cards, especially where they are right now.
Black Jersey Variation mentioned one of the great SSPs of recent years. DLJ2 says, I love how many people sleep on Manny, leaves more PCing for me. Yes, I know. It's funny because he's one of those guys where Manny collectors don't seem upset that he wasn't getting a lot of hobby attention just for that reason alone. So Chad says he belongs on the list with Freeman, Harper, Judge, and Soto. Yes, superstar players that are on a Hall of Fame track. And Battery with an important question.
Surprisingly small, I gotta say. There was an off-season workout video on his Instagram that I saw, and he's strong, don't get me wrong, he was moving weight, but his legs, he's no Spencer Strider. No one is.
All right, well, speaking of legs, somebody also mentioned another great player with very thin bottom legs, and that was Yordan Alvarez. Somebody mentioned Yordan and Kyle Tucker being guys to maybe pick up. And I don't disagree that they're both good players, but and Jordan's really turned it on. So he's had a nice second half of the season. But up until then, I was a little bit disappointed with how he was doing this year. I really thought he would take that next leap into like top 3 MVP stratosphere, and he really hasn't yet. So I'm not actively buying him, but his prices have come down some, so I could see why some people would.
Yeah, and we're also like 2 weeks away from postseason Jordan Alvarez being activated.
True.
You know, I know he didn't get a ton of hits exactly last year, but he had 3 of the biggest hits in the post. Oh, I'm sorry, in 2022, he had 3 of the biggest hits in the postseason. And listen, when it comes to cards, like the postseason does matter. We've talked about this on Spitball, and for Hall of Fame maybe not, but for cards, it absolutely does. So another name, Jeff, and I feel like we could say this. This is like beating a dead horse.
Okay, let's do it.
But yes, Jordan's legs, chicken legs it's weird. He's a Cuban guy who's like 6'5", 250, and like
his calves are like the size of a 10-year-old's.
Yeah, it's really strange. Can he jump? Is he physically able to jump? As someone who struggles with jumping myself, I feel like I recognize another person that can jump. But I also think so. While we're all looking at Shohei Ohtani, take a good look at Mookie Betts again. Like just keep looking at Mookie Betts. He missed 2 months this year, and I think the hobby's kind of forgotten about him again, especially when the guy in front of him, Jeff, has 10 RBIs and 3 home runs and 2 steals.
Yeah, we were looking at Betts early on in the season as being an MVP candidate, that he was going to be right there, and then he had that unfortunate injury, getting hit on the hand. Call Mary Jordan for his jumps.
That's funny.
But Betts is putting together a huge career, and I know last time we looked on Spitball and we were talking, he was over a 5 WAR for the season already, which is pretty amazing considering how many games he had to miss. So I think that's a good call.
Yeah, and he's especially interesting too because he just doesn't have autos.
Right.
He's got first Bowman Chrome autos, he's got Heritage rookie autos, and Stadium Club rookie autos. Is that it in terms of on card? There might be something else, like a 5-star or some other like set that doesn't exist anymore. But yeah, speaking in tongues with a bold prediction for what Ohtani may be able to do next year.
Cure for cancer and wins the Nobel Prize for Cy Young for relief pitching, breaking single season record for saves with 1.19. But I have to tell you that especially in the 80s, a lot of relievers won Cy Young awards, like Willie Hernandez and Steve Bedrosian and
Mark Davis. And Willie Hernandez won the MVP too, and I'm pretty sure you can find his cards fairly inexpensive. All right, Kevin Morales here with a great name in terms of someone else we should be looking at. And he's dead on right, Jose Ramirez. But my hesitation, honestly, with someone like Jose Ramirez, I don't feel it as much with Betts, but I do with Ramirez. The good, he has no Bowman Chrome autos. So his rookie autos are especially good. They're especially valuable and significant for him. The bad is he plays in Cleveland, Jeff.
Yes. He plays in Cleveland, so even if he gets 40-40 this year, does anybody care? And they've shown that he has what, 4 top 5 MVP finishes already?
Something like that, yeah. He's a great player.
He's a great player, but we talked about this recently on Spitballing too, that great numbers don't necessarily mean great hobby success. And I just don't know if Jose Ramirez will ever catch on.
But here's a question for you. And I would say there's a very decent chance that either Machado or Jose Ramirez will see a hobby bump in October this year. It's just a question of who has the big moment and whose team gets further.
Yeah, Jay Marble says that, and Belair says that as well. I mean, you're right. Both those guys would be helped by a big postseason.
Yeah, imagine if we get like a Phillies Padres rematch, because the Harper Machado head to head is an awesome story. Like they were on like Team USA together as kids. They played together, as teenagers. They came up with the same year, and they've sort of, since he signed in San Diego and Harper's in Philly, they've been in the National League sort of butting heads. They had a great NLCS a couple of years ago. If they meet again, and this time it's Machado with the home run to win the series, I don't know, but I like the Jose Ramirez pick. I feel like there is a chance there. And his stuff is fairly affordable. We saw that a huge superfractor sale. I'm sorry, not Atomic. right,
His
Jeff?
atomic. Yeah, it was the atomic auto.
Yes. His Topps Chrome Atomic rookie auto in a PSA 10, which is numbered out of 10. You could make the argument that's his second best autograph of all his cards after the Topps Chrome Super. That sold for like 16 grand on Fanatics Collect, which we won't talk about why that's questionable to begin with, but it's a big sale. It's a big sale. So, I mean, it's possible people are opening their eyes because, yeah, like someone said, I think Kevin said, this is a potential 40-40 season, Jeff, and no one's going to talk about it because Ohtani went 50-50 the same year.
No. Will said, I went after that atomic and bailed around 8. 2 people really wanted it, I think. And that's, something I brought up as well. You just need 2 people going after it. Mookie makes a good point here about a floor. He'll have that single team continuity. He does have his Cleveland fans. He's got the fans that have collected him all the way up. He's got his Scotty B fans. It does bring up the floor. You're right. But it's just, is there a cap on it? A ceiling?
He needs that moment. He needs that big moment, like on the national stage.
Yes, on the national stage where people can see what he can do.
Yeah, like he wins ALCS MVP and they knock the Yankees out, or they knock Houston out or something, and he has an incredible series. That's the kind of thing that could send his stuff into the stratosphere, or not stratosphere, but into the atmosphere, I guess, because currently
next level. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Jeff.
Well, Bravo says, Jose is this generation's Eddie Murray, and yes, despite not having the single team, Eddie Murray is very, I don't know if disrespected is the right word, but not as collectible as you would think, given his accolades and statistics.
Yeah, he was incredible. He's in that 500, 3,000 club.
Yeah.
But basically, I think he's got like 2 cards that drive people crazy in terms of collectability, like his Topps rookie and a PSA 10.
Yeah.
Of which there are very few. I've never looked at a centered copy.
No, I've never seen one. And even the ones that get 10, I wonder how they did it.
Yes. And it is one of those early rookie cup cards, Jeff.
Yes.
That we saw as kids. And always got excited about. There's that, and he's in that 93 finest refractor set. So he's got those 2 cards. But I think for the most part, people are just like, eh.
Yeah, and then he ended up well-traveled, right? I mean, he played with Cleveland and the Dodgers late in his career.
Yep, they had a lot of time in Baltimore. But yeah, he bounced around. I don't think he ever won an MVP, but put up incredible career stats.
Kevin Morales says the Guardians versus Brewers, which I'm sure all the major TV networks and MLB would love that World Series. We'll send Ramirez cards to the moon. I would love it, but it might be the lowest rated World Series ever.
Yeah, but you're right. That would absolutely, people would start going crazy for Jose Ramirez cards. There would be sort of a hobby-wide eye-opening.
Yeah.
Around him. Zane Barrier here mentions another name here. I can't put Corey Seager in that conversation. I just can't do it. He's
healthy.
He just can't. He can't stay on the field. He's the Mike Trout of shortstops.
He is. Yes. If you look back at the last couple of years, from a fantasy perspective, his per game production is unmatched. But what does that get you if you play 100 games?
Yeah. Now, he is one of the greatest postseason performers since David Ortiz.
True.
And that should definitely help his card market, especially if he'd stayed with LA and won 2 rings there and 2 World Series MVPs, that'd be huge. But I think doing 1 in LA and 1 in Texas, I mean, he's a great player. Don't get me wrong, but he's never going to be a hobby darling, and he's not.
Zane, I think Yelich is a good comp because Yelich just can't stay healthy either, and even this year I thought would be his real comeback year, and he just can't do it. So
it's too bad too, because man, that team could really use him, and he wants to be there, and it just kills him to not be there.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Lincoln Thomas says he's hoping Gunnar gets triggered in good wordplay there in October. I like the Orioles, I really do. I hope that they go. I hope that they make a deep run.
I mean, somebody mentioned Gunnar and somebody mentioned Bobby Witt, 2 awesome shortstops, future faces of the league, right? But I hesitate to say that they're good buys now while people are looking at Ohtani because they're still so expensive.
I think Bobby Witt right now is a horrible, horrible buy. Not because he's bad. He's great, but his cards right now are insanely high.
Yeah.
Let the Royals get wait till their season ends. I mean, he's having an incredible season. Don't get me wrong. A 10 WAR season from a Kansas shortstop. He's amazing. A legitimate argument for MVP, Jeff. If they get that wild card spot,
yeah.
I'm not saying he should win it over Judge. Don't come at me, but there's an argument. There's an argument.
And he continues to just play his ass off all the way through this stretch run. But he's one of those guys where I would really wait for the off season.
Yeah, he's not under the radar by any means.
I meant to mention this name when we were talking about Jose Ramirez with Francisco Lindor. He's another guy who was kind of toiling away in Cleveland. And then we thought we'd see a big card bump from him when he signed in New York. And his bad start kind of doomed him, even though he's put together a couple really excellent years by the time his seasons are finished in New York. But you're absolutely right. If he had been a Mets player his whole career, I think his cards would be more valuable, much more.
Yeah. But he's also in a great chance to have a big wild card. Wild card playoff round. I mean, let's face it, they're probably going to get in. And hopefully he rests and he's healthy for those 2 games or those 3 games, and he does something great. It'll be fun to watch. I like Lindor. I'm not one of those people that hates players that play against the team that I root for. I have a hard time hating other players. It's difficult.
Yeah. I agree. Jorge's mom, I mean, she's rooting against Gunnar, apparently, calling him soft. Your mom's got some hot takes, Jorge.
I appreciate the passion, though, Jeff. I like that kind of intensity with a fan base. I like that. And Will Sports, you're right. Jose did have that punch moment. And, man, that would have been an incredible SSP. Maybe it could be like a post-playing days Stadium Club card with an on-card auto. I'd buy the hell out of that card. Oh, son of a... Damn it. Kevin Morales. Shoot. That was tonight. See, that's what happens.
See, Chris, this is why we need a producer. Somebody who can remind us.
Shoot. Yeah, I didn't set an alarm or anything. Damn it. But you see, that's a great example. We're all talking Shohei Ohtani. Everyone's talking about Shohei Ohtani, and an extremely rare, glute-focused, fantastic image SSP of Joe Mauer in a PSA 10 ends for $130. Damn it.
Yeah. Will saw Witt interview the other day. Seems very grounded, humble, tends to bode well for his future. Witt's one of those guys, too, is if you're the age of Chris and I, you know that his dad was a phenom in the 80s, fireballer for the Rangers.
Yep.
So he's come up. He's had the spotlight on him his whole life, his whole playing career. He came out as one of the biggest prospects to be drafted. So that's a lot to live up to. And from all accounts that I've seen with him, too, he does seem like he's really grounded and just loves to play the game, which is very cool and bodes well for his future.
Yeah, Kansas City is one of those places that's like, it's not a huge market, but when the team is good, the fans just go nuts. Like we saw that in like 2013, 14, and 15. And they're ready to just embrace Bobby Witt and get all over this team, which is cool. And hopefully that means they had a great year of free agency. With Seth Lugo and Michael Wacha, and that Cole Reagans trade was awesome. Yeah, Will Sports Car, I'm right there with you. I need to actually, what I had to figure out how to do, and someone could tell me this, is to set an alarm with a different sound, so that the sound of my eBay alarms, it just sounds like an Instagram message or something. So there's nothing special about it. I need to figure that out.
Oh yeah, that would be, maybe you can patent it. Rob has a question here, and I can relate to this. I have an Acuna Sapphire. You guys got any clue when to try to sell this card? Sadly, my answer would be to find a DeLorean and go back and sell it prior to the season. And I dealt with the exact same issue because I have one, and I was very close to selling it and didn't part with it just because I loved the image, and now I wish I had, but you can't tell the future. So I'm going to hold on to mine, and I would recommend that you hold on to it until he comes back. Yeah.
I would say around the All-Star break next year. I think he's going to come. He's going to have a big chip on his shoulder and a lot to prove. And honestly, I think he was tired when the season started. He went from playing like 160 games and then, unfortunately, a 4-game playoff. And then he went and played the Venezuelan League, and he just didn't really rest. And I feel like that's something that he needed to do. And he's going to get a lot of that now that he's had his knee reconstructed. So I'm expecting him to come back. My understanding from what I've read is that I cannot believe I'm saying stuff like this and not hanging myself, but this ACL tear wasn't as bad as the other ACL tear, which is never a phrase you want to utter out loud. So I feel like, when he comes back, he should be back to his regular self at a faster pace. But I do think they might tone him down on the bases a little bit. you fantasy players out there.
They're going to try to tell him to. I don't know. Will it stick?
No, probably not. Well, I would tell him to go play left field too, and just hit. Like that's what they need out of you. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, don't sell that card now. Now would not be a great time unless you just need the money. Then that's totally understandable. You know, we've all been there. But if you're able to hang on to it, if you're not looking to just cash out, I would wait. Unfortunately.
On another note, Jeremy Smallwood brings up this would be Craig Kimbrell versus Jeff Bagwell would be the most entertaining stance duels of all time.
R.I.P. Craig Kimbrell's major league career, right?
Yeah, funny that you should mention that. He got DFA'd.
Yep.
From a potential World Series team.
Yeah. I wonder if the Braves would sign him. Well, whenever that period passes where like they don't owe him any money, like just bring him back for that final homestand. If they don't, I don't know if they're having nothing to play for. If they just could let him go out there and pitch one inning in front of the Atlanta faithful before he retires, I think that'd be a really cool moment. But obviously, if they're tied for the wild card, he's the last person you want on the mound.
No, but that's a good point. That's a good point. I mean, think about when Ichiro had that farewell with the Mariners in Japan, those couple games.
Awesome.
I always like that when they do that with players.
Incredible stuff. Yeah, and I still think the absolute best thing the Mets have done in the last 5 to 10 years was when they brought David Wright back and they got him on the field for like one inning. You know, after all his back issues, and he couldn't play anymore, but they still brought him back, signed him, they put him in uniform. He went out and like, I don't know, 1 or 2 outs, I think. And then they took him off the field and he got like still, I think, the loudest Shea Stadium or Citi Field's ever been.
Yeah, and so maybe that could happen.
And that moment, by the way, is on a Stadium Club card. If you're a Mets fan and you don't own that card, you're not a Mets fan. Go buy that card right now. I think there's autos too.
Jacob with this suggestion here. Craig Kimbrell back to the White Sox.
Oh, the poor guy. You're almost better off being retired.
Poor guy, poor team.
Do you want to get to Curator of Cardboard's question, Jeff?
Let's see. Where is it?
You just had it up there he was asking about Vlad Jr.
Oh, yeah. I had it up there so long I forgot. This is a tough one because Chris and I, as you know, have been back and forth on Vladdy Jr. We were all in on him 2 years ago, thinking that his year when he was runner-up to Ohtani for the MVP was going to be the Vlad Jr. that we're going to see. And we didn't see that. And then this year he started off especially slow, but has absolutely turned into a monster the last 3 months. So I don't know. What's the real Vlad Guerrero? The thing is, he's still so young. He's got that pedigree. He can hit. He can hit. So I feel like he's got a career that could last 15 years. He could end up being a DH like Ortiz in his late 30s. So I love him, but I'm probably not going to buy more because we have some Vlad. But if you don't have any Vlad, it might be a good time to buy him.
Yeah, I mean, I do think so. This would be a really fun year. I should have been doing this, marking the specific moments where I've said things because I'm wrong about absolutely everything. And I listen, I'll still tell you guys how I feel and what I really think, but learn how to take that information and best use it for yourself. So sometime in May, on an episode of Spitballing Cards, I announced I was 100% out on Guerrero Jr. I'm done. I'm sick and tired of looking at his Baseball Savant page and seeing him in the 99th percentile on exit velocity and 99th percentile and like hard hit rate and all that stuff when they're all just ground balls to short. Pointless. So I said, I'm done. I'm absolutely done. He got a haircut in the middle of June, I think, Jeff, and just went ballistic. Like he figured it out. And we forget how, like Jeff, the key thing Jeff said is how young he is.
Yeah.
He's 25 and he just worked on it and worked on it and worked on it and figured out how to get the ball in the air. And he's going to end this year with a 320 average, 30 homers, 100 RBIs, and OPS over 900, which is incredible. So is he a buy? I don't know. I don't know where his prices are. They've come down a hell of a lot. I would look at like a 2016 Bowman Chrome Blue because that color match is great. I look at a Topps Chrome Blue Auto, but the thing I'd really look for is a good conditioned SSP where he's holding the ball,
which is rare. A good condition is the
top. That I think is going to be his. Rare. That's the Vlad card long term, I think.
And Mookie makes a good point. Vlad has quads for days.
Quads for days.
Fills up
and next year, by the way, that's his free agent walk year.
Yes,
and we can say it
right.
Yeah, money matters. Money. I mean, they see it. a guy like Guerrero knows if he puts up a good season, he's staring down the barrel of $250 to $300 million. But if he doesn't, he's looking at like half that, maybe. Plus, he played some third base, Jeff. He may qualify at third base in fantasy leagues next year.
Oh, if he does. Did he get what? What does he got to do? For most leagues, 10 starts, 20 games or 10 starts?
I think it's 20 for most. Let me take a look here. Hold on.
Curator of Cardboard with a production idea for us. As a channel content creator, you guys should have a whiteboard and track takes. Vladdy hit 2 more today. Did he really?
Yeah, he got his 30th today. Yeah.
In case you guys don't remember, Chris and I made a bet around that same time of the Samson haircut. I believe he had, did he have 12 at the time? 12 home runs?
I wanted to hit 10 or 11.
Okay. Just into double digits. And Chris, we put the over under on what, 21 and a half?
I think we said 21 and a half.
21 and a half. Chris is like, is he even going to get that many? And I said, I'll take the over. But it
wasn't a confidence. I'll take the over. Yeah, you were.
Well, I made some comment about him just needing to get to 30 home runs to have a good season, and you laughed at it because it was ridiculous. He was less than a third of the way there, but then I think that's when you made the bet. So yeah, I wasn't that confident, but yeah, there it goes.
Yeah, that's all it took. I think he heard it. I think he heard, some smart ass from Southern California bet against him.
That's what Steve audio says. Chris saying that was definitely key to Vlad's resurgence. Yeah. He definitely went reverse Samson. Yes, Mango Bango. Hit those likes. Hit those likes to keep helping us grow. There's a lot of people in here watching. Really appreciate that. So if you're watching live or on our on the YouTube channel, please like and hit that subscribe. Chris, I noticed on our subscriptions, we're really close to 2,500 subs.
Oh, that's if anyone out there wants to create a second YouTube account to throw us a sub on there, that'd be great.
Get us to 2,500. That was pretty cool. We never thought we'd be there.
No. So yeah, thank you guys. All right, I'm looking this up right now, Jeff. He has only played 11 games at third base. So as of right now, he is not going to qualify. But he could play, I think it's 10 to qualify the same year and 20 for the following year.
Yeah, Zane says he has eligibility in his league, and he probably does in most leagues for this year. A quick question. Jay Marble's asking, Cooper Pratt or Eric Bitante? Cooper Pratt is I
don't know who those are.
He's a great prospect. I don't know much about Eric, so you'll have to fill me in. But Cooper Pratt is a great Brewers prospect, and I believe he's doing well in the postseason, AA postseason. God is great. You're doing the God's work. Thank you. Buddy.
I was just going to say, I saw that he asked, the God is great asked, what we think of Ohtani's 50-50. So, buddy, you're a little bit late. We talked about
we spent about an hour.
30 minutes. Woo! I started sweating. I was getting into it. I was very excited. We are thrilled. And sky's the limit. Imagine if he has a game like this in the playoffs. Good Lord.
Oh, Jay Marble, thank you. This might mean that we get to have trivia back, Chris.
Oh, you reminded me. There's a lot going on and I get distracted. But Jeff, the trivia subscription that I did expires in 2 days. So we have to do trivia tonight.
Oh, we can still do it?
We can do it tonight. And yeah, so hold on. Let me throw the link in there. Thank you. Oh my God. We've been talking. I've been so fired up about stuff. I totally forgot. All right, let me put this in there. We'll do it in like 10 minutes.
Okay. So thank you very much, Jay Marble. And that means yes, because for those of you who haven't joined us recently, we had trivia planned, and then we found out that only 20 people could play trivia. So we had to subscribe to it, and I think it was like $50. So we did, but thankfully you guys in the chat paid for it. So we were able to do it for the month. God is great, says Shohei told Japanese reporters he wants to make 60-60.
Oh, God. I mean, to be fair, I think Acuna said something like that too. But
Jacob said Ohtani was long tossing at 86 miles an hour today before the game. Okay, so Professor says Bitante, is that how you pronounce it? Bitante over Pratt, but they're both good.
Okay, trivia link is in there. Click and join.
Okay, everybody, check out that link, and if you can't copy and paste it, which sometimes it proves.
I think I did it right this time. So as long as I put that hyperlink in front, it should be good. Unfortunately, guys, just to be clear, I didn't get a chance to run this edition of trivia by Jeff. So,
I have no idea.
it's possible that I got an answer wrong. I hope I didn't. But, I'm not the most attentive. I'm a little bit of an ADD. By the way, Jeff, while we're talking, what do you have for a prize tonight?
Oh, I got to find a prize.
Dig around that wax collection. See what you can find.
Let me see what I can find.
But
Chris, I did the hyperlink. Yes, you did. All right. I was just checking out Batanti's numbers. They look pretty impressive. I was checking out his game power. Sounds pretty impressive too.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. While Jeff is looking, I want to take a minute. I know we've talked a lot about Ohtani today, but I just wanted to take a minute and, or not a minute, maybe about 5 minutes. There were some Instagram shout outs I wanted to get to last week, but last week we were all just fired up about something. I never got to it. So I just want to real quick go through a couple of Instagram accounts here and just give a couple quick shouts. So speaking of Ohtani, we'll start here. Uh-oh. Okay. All right. So this comes from, let's make sure this goes through, LJM Cards. Is that, got to share it to the stage. Here we go. So this is a Shohei Ohtani card right on point. Comes from LJM Cards on Instagram. This is his opening day image variation. I think they call it an SP, but really when you look at the print run, it's probably an SSP. Like there are not very many of these and almost no PSA 10s. But there's something kind of funny and stupid about this card that may give it some legs in the future, more than a normal SSP, and not just because he's holding his bat. It's right there behind him, and I think you guys can see Ipe, the translator degenerate gambler, is on this card with Shohei Ohtani. Now, does this matter? I don't know. That Mark Jackson Hoops card is pretty cool with the Menendez brothers, so it's possible this card develops kind of a cult following because Ipe is back there. Yes, Jay Marble, you got it. Yeah, interpreter in the background. Kind of funny, but extremely rare on top of everything else, which always helps. Rarity is good. But yeah, Jeff, what do you think? You think this card has some long-term legs because of the...
I do, and I believe last time we saw this card, I can't remember if we talked about it or if on spitballing, but somebody suggested they get a dual auto of Ipe and Ohtani. So you probably have to hunt pretty hard to get somebody who has connections to get an Ipe auto.
Yeah, the Ipe auto is getting more and more difficult by the day. All right, I'm going to throw that link in there a few more times. So let's go through a couple other... I mentioned, Jeff, there's some really cool Instagram cards I didn't get to last week. So.
Oh, great. Yes. Yeah. We didn't do our IG shout outs.
Cardaholic. I'm always thinking about chicken chunks and thighs, but I did not put any chicken chunk trivia on there. But you know what? That's a great idea. For next week, there will definitely be a chicken chunk question if we pony up the cash. All right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I've got a good chicken chunk question I'm thinking of already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Hold on. Let me find it. Yeah, this is the card I want to talk about right here. Okay. All right. This card comes from an Instagram buddy of ours named Marky Michaels.
Oh, yeah.
And so
that patch.
There's been a lot of talk about it, especially from some of our spitballing friends, about whether Topps Dynasty will turn into like the next big thing for baseball cards. And it may. Those cards are really cool looking. And in other sports, rookie patch autos are great. The lack of transparency as to where these patches come from bothers me, and I know it bothers Jeff as well.
Yeah, it does. And our friend Teapot, who's a huge Dynasty fan, I guess, what is this? This is Definitive. But
so this is a Yordan Alvarez rookie patch auto from Definitive. And it says game used over here on the left. And on the back, if I read his description here, it actually tells you the game that it was used in.
Which is awesome.
Yes.
That's how they all should be.
Now, I'm a little annoyed that very clearly it's the throwback Astros jersey, Jeff, with those stripes on the side, which is awesome.
He's not wearing that?
Yes. And then in the picture, they don't have him in that jersey.
Agreed.
But everything else, the eye appeal on this card is off the charts. Like, this is great. I'll get my cursor away from his crotch. But this is just a fantastic looking card. Marky Michaels, by the way, is a big fan of Yordan and patch cards. So if you check him out on Instagram, you're going to see a lot of cards like this, and they're really cool when you see them together. And this one in particular, this one I get. This one stands out to me.
Agreed. So is that exclusive to Definitive versus Dynasty? I mean,
I
does
think it might be
Definitive
exclusive to this
usually have
particular card.
specific games? Oh, only that card? Yeah,
I think
that's
it might. Yeah, I don't know enough about the rookie, the patches to say. All right, next up, Jeff. This one actually comes from PSA, and I want to know everyone's thoughts on this because I think it's pretty interesting.
wow.
So you guys tell me.
Doc, 100%. To back to they should use an image from the game the relic is from. 100%.
Or at least wear the same type of jersey.
Yeah. Pretend it is. Okay, so this is a no name on front, but they got it autoed. So the no name on front, as we've talked about, is one of the rarest cards from the junk wax era. Incredibly rare and iconic, and they're very difficult to see.
Yeah, you don't see these very often. There are some fakes out there, which seem to be more common than the real ones. But the real ones, there's no black ink along the bottom in the yellow there, so you know it's real. Yeah, this is awesome. So the question is kind of, I think PSA was talked about in the comments on their post here. If you had a card this rare, would you want the player to sign it? Do you feel like the autograph adds something, or does it take away from the card? I don't know. This, to me, Jeff, this is cool. I'm okay with this one being signed. I think
that's a great question. Murph said, I guess it depends on what the grade. I'm assuming the grade is, what does it say? Is that a 6?
8.
8?
Nearman 8.
Wow, that's pretty great that it was an 8. This is tough. And we've talked about a little bit last year remember when we were talking about Devers and getting his SSP signed and whether or not that was a good idea. So we got some varying comments. Auto's cool. Takes away. Peep says, give me the auto. Jacob says, sign it. Shelly, we're doing trivia in 5 minutes.
Yeah, give it. Yeah, I'm sorry, Shelly. I totally forgot. It's 8:02. Let's try. Oh, geez. Yeah. About 5 minutes. Yeah.
So yeah,
I'll put the link in there again.
5 minutes or less. So we talked about this before on the rare cards. I don't know. I can see both sides of this argument. It's such a rare card, especially if you want to keep it as a PC card. I love the idea of an auto. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what it would sell on the open market versus a regular non-auto, because that's the only way to really know.
Agreed. Yeah, this is cool either way.
Quick question: if you have the same card with the name, is it good? No, it's the no name. Sorry.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, the card with the name, there's about 10 million of those printed. I think this is cool. Normally, I would say super rare stuff, leave it without the auto, but this particular card, I don't know. I think this is cool. This is definitely it's the best Frank Thomas card that exists. And I think it was cool to get him to sign it. I'm good with this.
And it's one of the best cards from our growing up era.
Yeah. Especially this era too, Jeff, where there were no on-card rookie autos.
Yeah, nothing was on card. Which Will says he hates the auto on old school cards, makes it seem busy to him. The Bowman Chrome autos are designed for the auto and it works as a comparison.
Okay. All right, fair enough. All right.
Los Bravo says I'd ask him to sign in the blank box.
Interesting. I don't hate that at all. I think that's kind of fun. Get him to put his auto right down there.
Mookie says because Thomas's auto is incredibly common, it doesn't add much. So it doesn't add much, but does it take it away? I don't know.
You take a card with probably less than 100 known copies, maybe less than 50 known copies, and then you add an auto to it that's certified. I don't know. Yeah, I do like that middle finger card more. That'd be a fun one to get Frank Thomas to sign.
Yeah.
And ask him who he was looking at.
Murph, if it meant that the grade would go down a full point, most people probably would not, but people take very good care of getting these signed by most in most public and private signings now.
Yeah. All right. Everyone wants to let's in 60 seconds we're gonna run trivia. So hit that link. All right, hit that link,
everybody.
I'll do it one more time, and then we're gonna play.
Oh, and so here I've got some packs.
Oh, we got a Stadium Club pack, Jeff.
We got a Stadium 91 Stadium Club, Series 2, 87 tops with the gum, or what is this? 91 Donruss.
So there could be an elite in there. Unlikely, but you never know.
All right.
So
we'll do that.
Yeah. I believe Frank Thomas has a hard time doing anything small.
Yeah.
They don't call him they don't call him the Little Hurt.
Am I allowed to play trivia? The prize isn't winning it necessarily, Shelly. It's getting to look at some of these cards.
Yeah, Shelly the Turtle. Get in there and sign in. Bama Slammer Sports Cards. Sign in for trivia. Los Bravos. Get in there. Sign for trivia.
Sign
We're
up.
gonna start. My phone says 30 seconds. In 30 seconds, I'm hitting the go.
30 seconds. We're hitting the go. Okay, Chris, you're gonna bring it up on the screen.
I'll bring it up on the screen, and you please use that soothing baritone.
All right, everybody, get ready for trivia. Blabbin Bout Slabbin trivia come up, and you can win one or less of these great prizes.
Cardaholic. Sorry, buddy, that's just not gonna happen.
Depends what box it is. Oh, maybe a Ben Baller.
Oh, there we go. All right. 10 seconds. I'm hitting the playback. Here we go.
10 seconds. All right.
Jeff, I only hope that I got these answers right. I'm sure
like the spelling is impeccable.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, right. Poor Jeff has to deal with my regular typos. I know you're good at catching my mistakes. Hopefully, I got all these right. If not, that just adds a touch of mystery to whoever wins.
A touch of je ne sais quoi.
Exactly. All right, we got 38 trivia players. We're gonna start in 10 seconds. 9, 8.
All right, 38. Let's see if Cardboard Showcase is back from listing his Ohtanis.
Listing or buying, Jeff. Who knows?
Or buying, right. He's probably buying all the ones we'd want to buy.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Trivia will begin in 10 seconds.
Okay, everybody. And then you're going to bring it up on the screen.
It's coming. It's coming. Can you see it? Are we there? Nope.
I added it to the stage. There we go. Okay.
All right, here we go.
Here we go, everybody. What year was the first Topps Chrome baseball set? 1993, 94, 96, or 1999? What year was the first Topps Chrome baseball set? And I believe Chris referenced it tonight. Maybe? All right. Time is up. We're waiting. Chris, do you have to do something? We've lost Chris. We've lost Chris, and it's not moving on to the next question, Chris, or telling us what we got. So please come back. Chris, I don't think it froze because it's still running the thing across the bottom. So I believe that Chris has to do something, and he is gone. So while we wait for that, Los Bravos said he's seen mid-grade 52 mantles where they erased the auto in the box and had him sign there. Oh, Chris is back. So it's frozen.
All right. It's not frozen. Hold on. I just have to make its stupid thing. Hold on. Give me a sec. Setting. Can I change the settings?
Time to text and it's like a work Zoom call. Sorry, Murph Dirt. Yeah. Little work Zoom-esque. Okay. All right. Don't go to the white light. He's back. Our subscription just expired. Yeah.
that would be hilarious. All right.
All right. Okay.
We should be going now.
We're going. 42% of the people got the answer right. And
oh my God, Megan P is in first place.
And Shelly's in second, despite not wanting to win one of these sweet things. Okay, who was the World Series MVP for the curse-breaking 2004 Boston Red Sox? Manny Ramirez, Pedro Martinez, David Ortiz, or Mike Lowell? All right. There we go. 86 years in the making. That championship was. Okay, we got some divided answers. Who's going to be the correct answer? Manny Ramirez is the correct answer, and Peeps takes the lead.
Yeah, Manny had a hell of a series.
That was, oh yeah, love this. What other player was featured on Jose Canseco's 1986 Fleer rookie card? Was it Mark McGwire, Eric Plunk, Terry Steinbach, or Walt Weiss? 4 legendary Oakland A's.
Oh, well done.
Very impressive. Well done. Well done, Eric Plunk.
I like that.
More than half the people got Eric Plunk. Very good.
Oh, Lincoln Thomas shoots to the top.
Eric Plunk's claim to fame, but by 1 point, 153 to 152 to 152. What year are Mookie Betts' first Bowman Chrome autos? 2010, 2012, 2014, or 2016? We talked about Betts' autos a lot. He doesn't have that many, so those first Bowman Chrome autos are important. What year are they from? 18 people, exactly half of the people went with 2014, and they are correct.
2010? Come on, people.
The other years were pretty spread out equally. All right, Lincoln Thomas, Matt McNeil, and Shelley. What set is this Ohtani rookie variation from? 2018 Topps Series 2, 2018 Topps Update, 2018 Topps Complete Set Retail, or 2018 Topps Opening Day?
I think this is the hardest question, Jeff.
This is a tough one. Okay, wow. So the answers 1 and 2 got a lot of votes. The answer is Topps Series 2. Only 12 people got it right.
That one's tough.
Yeah, I would have guessed Update.
He's got a lot of variations.
I forgot about that. Great job. What set did not have a Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card in 1989? Was it Donruss? Was it Topps? Was it Fleer, or was it Upper Deck? Which set did not have a Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card in 1989? And we're not talking Update sets.
Nope.
56% of the people said Topps, and you are correct. Excellent. Well done. So Shelley and Lincoln.
Shelley takes the lead.
You guys are in a dogfight. M. Parsons says these are way too hard. What 2024 Bowman Chrome? She was leading after the first one. Bowman Chrome Prospect Refractor Parallel is this? Is this a blue wave, a blue reptilian, or blue shimmer? Ooh, look at those borders, folks.
Good job, everybody.
All right. Everybody's familiar with the reptilian, or with the reptilian.
Did we need the reptilian, Jeff?
The Diamondbacks like the snake parallel, I guess. But what mascot is Jose Fernandez laughing at or with on this 2014 Topps Chrome SSP? Is it Blooper, Billy the Marlin, Mr. Met, or the Philly Fanatic?
Love this card.
And if anybody looks right down here, you can see it.
Did I not blur it all out? Good job, 43% of you.
No, I was holding up the card.
Oh, okay, sorry. Why am I looking at this and not the main?
Wow, that's great. Good job, guys.
There we go. Okay.
Shelley, opening up a big lead. The famous Soto Shuffle card is from what set? 2020 Topps Transcendent, 2020 Stadium Club, 2020 Stadium Club Chrome, or 2020 Topps Gilded?
I feel like if you guys get this one wrong, I don't.
Famous Soto Shuffle.
I don't know where we are.
All right. Let's see.
Wow.
Okay. Wow. It's almost even split between the Stadium Clubs, and it is Chrome. It is the Chrome set. And Shelley is pulling away from the crowd. Wow. I don't know if he can be caught. All right. Who won the 2018 Rookies of the Year? Was it Ohtani and Soto, Ohtani and Acuna, Devers and Soto, or Devers and Acuna? A lot of good players right there. A lot of good players. I believe there's a dual auto.
There is on Topps now.
Yeah. 61% got it correct. Great job. Let's see the winners. Bum, 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 bum. Third place, Peeps.
420 is a pretty good score. Over 400 has won before.
Yes.
Lincoln Thomas, solid.
Lincoln Thomas, solid 495. And are we going to see some turtle power?
Oh, my goodness.
Turtle power, 689. That's got to be a new high score.
That's got to be a new high score.
Congratulations. That's great.
Wow. Wow.
All right. Well, Shelley, in the interest of time, we're just going to open 2 of these packs. So which ones do you want us to open?
Wow, good job, everybody. This was a little bit more difficult. I'm getting chastised via some text messages now, but a little trickier. That Soto, the Ohtani variation question was particularly tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, the turtle, Shelley the Turtle was on fire. And you might think that we gave him the answers in advance, but that guy, he knows his stuff.
He knows
he
his
pays
stuff.
attention.
He doesn't need the answers in advance. All right. Right. Well,
let's open one, Jeff, and then we'll just get on to our Instagram stuff.
All right. I'm just going to open up the Stadium Club. All right.
Oh, great choice.
All right. Kevin's hearing some rumors about the banging trash can. Knew what questions were coming.
Well, if you heard a noise, it wasn't a trash can banging. It was.
Oh man, the smell of these brings back memories.
Oh man, yeah. Those.
You know what the Stadium Club? They just smell different than the cardboard Topps cards.
Oh yeah. They say, Jeff, that smell is the best for memories, like for nostalgia. Like it
It's
hits
very nostalgic. If I have another one of these, I'm going to send it to you, Chris.
Oh, look who's on top. We got some first card magic there, Jeff.
Yeah.
The late, great Tony Gwynn.
Look at that smile. Usually I don't like portrait shots, but with Tony Gwynn, that's the perfect shot to choose. All right. Who else we got here? Curtis Wilkerson. All right.
Not a Hall of Famer.
Not a Hall of Famer. Oh, they're like each one is turned vertically the other way. Alejandro Pena. Look at those Mets jerseys and uniforms.
Yeah. And by the way, Alejandro Pena, it's called a squat rack, buddy. Go ahead and introduce yourself to it.
All right, Brent Main. That is called a flat arse, Chris. Check this one out.
Yeah, that's brutal. That is bad. That's like me or my brother Douglas from the side. It's tough. That's a tough look, Brent Main.
That is flat.
It's so flat. I think they airbrushed his name off the jersey.
They did.
They're
hoping nobody would know who he was. All right. Mike Schooler.
Okay. Kevin Morales, just so you know, that's how victories are done. Bottles of alcohol always help.
Another Mariners. Russ Swan. Remember when these type of I don't know, like
satin, I think, right?
Were all the rage.
There is a hashtag like Satin Saturdays, I think, going around Instagram a little bit.
With the jackets.
Yeah, with the jackets.
Jackets. Yeah, here's a great jersey. Looks like a spring training Expos jersey.
Yeah. Jeff, could you just pull up that glutes card one more time so we can? I just want people to see M. Parsons is a correct description. I mean, that is rough. Whew, man, that's the butt of like a 75-year-old Japanese man. That is horrible.
I was just thinking that's a grandpa butt. Yeah, M. Parsons is talking about this windbreaker. Yeah, but they were kind of almost like a rubbery. These weren't the satin ones. The satin ones that Chris is talking about is like what pitchers wore running the bases in the 80s.
It's a gluteless SP. I like that.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe we can send this one to him to get autographed.
Can you pull? Kevin Morales says it's so flat. Kyrie Irving said it's Earth. That's
good. Comment of the week right there, Kevin Morales. That's tying sports together right there.
That's right. That's right.
Hey, here's a potential Hall of Famer someday.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Young Roger Clemens. And the cool thing about these, remember the back? They showed their rookie card.
Yes.
So you got a little 85 tops action there.
I like that, especially when the rookie card is that card and the back has the same picture of the card on the front.
Turn it over. Yeah.
I always like that.
Craig Worthington.
Orioles. Oh, yep. Yeah.
Okay. Another strange angled shot. Makes him look very top heavy.
What lens they were using back then.
Yeah. That was before Rocket's glutes sat on a needle. Yeah, he's looking pretty thin. I mean, his arms kind of look like my 7-year-old's right there.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, that was back, you know. Those are the days he remembers. Those aren't the days he misremembers.
Misremembering. Kirk McCaskill. He had a good career.
Okay. All right.
Oh, and this, I forgot he even played with this team. Dwight Evans on the Baltimore Orioles.
That's a really cool horizontal card. I don't know where the bat is, but that's a good looking horizontal card.
Look at that face.
That's a dude that you knew. I feel like he had that mustache at 14. Like that was a guy you knew he was playing professional baseball, like at a real early age. He was born for baseball.
This is how long ago it was, his rookie card.
Oh, wow. Who else is on there, Jeff? Any name we would know?
Bumbry? Al Bumbry, maybe? Let me look here.
Sprinkler?
I can't see this.
We're not going to see that.
My eyes are going to be able to see this.
Our days of reading stuff like that are behind us.
Oh, and here's a nice one. Wow. Another guy on a team I didn't even remember he played for. Royals legend Kirk Gibson.
Oh, wow. Wow. What a man. Those pale blue pants are not doing anyone any favors, Jeff. Got to be honest.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, but more Mayo on the list. Yeah, there we go. I love that 81 tops Kirk Gibson.
Yeah.
Kirk Gibson, by the way, also one of my dad's all-time favorite players. And if you're a baseball fan, like, you got to love him. I remember, like, he got really mad in the Dodgers clubhouse that they weren't, like, playing hard enough in spring training.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I think that's kind of what Andrew has a good question here.
Oh, sorry.
That's kind of what made him not the best manager either. He just
too intense. There's
a little too intense.
Yeah, that he had the intensity of Jeff and I in our first year on a really bad co-ed softball team. Just a misplaced intensity.
Come on.
Come on. Yeah, I'm going to throw that girl out from left field. I don't care that she's in a cast and it's Sunday morning. It doesn't matter.
First base.
Yeah. These like me.
These hit charts were really cool too. Now my old eyes can't see it, but I remember as a kid eating these up. Like, oh yeah, I would just pitch them low and outside. Yeah, that's all you gotta
do. JD asks Jeff if either of us have seen any of the 1933 tattoo orbit cards, and I'm going to say for myself, no.
I have no idea what that is. Is that a baseball card?
Yeah. Yeah. And she's middle-aged and limping, but I'm gunning her down. I don't care if it's her first hit in 6 weeks.
Hustling, she deserves to get thrown out.
That's right. That's right.
All right. Well, we'll
send the rest to Shelly the Turtle.
What?
We'll send the rest of those cards to Shelly the Turtle.
Yes.
I'm really quick.
Shelly, or we can show them next time. But in the interest of time, we'll leave this fat pack here because Chris has to get some Instagram, and then
we got a couple more Instagram shout outs, and then it's later than usual, and my stomach is it's ready for some chunks. And a new episode of Rings of Power, by the way. But
how is that?
Let's not talk about it.
All right.
It should be so good, and it just isn't as good as it should be.
Well, they're spending so much money. It's ridiculous that it's not good.
I want to sit the showrunner down and just be like, listen, explain your thought process here. Like, why are you doing the things you're doing? But anyway, that's a separate podcast. We could talk about that for days. So this particular Instagram post comes from ERT Sports Cards. And I just want to show it because my heart literally fluttered a bit. You know, like when I see a new live action Transformers movie being filmed, like my heart flutters. We got the two best gold Freddie Freeman cards that you can have. We got a gold rookie auto and a gold Bowman Chrome first. Just fantastic. With
that's really cool.
Jeff, that Topps Chrome centering, how does that make you feel?
After looking at so many of these cards, I feel numb to it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Okay, hold on. There's a couple comments here. Will Sports Card says, yeah, Rings is good, not great, but it's getting too much. And you're right. It isn't terrible. It's watchable. But the problem is, Will Sports Cards, is the amount of money Amazon. Obviously, Amazon has like a bottomless pit of money.
And they've put it all in it, and they're still not getting it great. So that's bad.
Yeah, they're not making enough money, and they may not renew it after the season, which would be a huge bummer because they're just taking their sweet ass time to tell a story. It doesn't take this long. It's a bummer. Oh, excellent Triumph, the insult comic dog reference here.
Mookie.
I like it.
Chris might be buying the Hawk Tua Girls Leaf auto, but they're sticker autos. So
yeah, I need on card. Got to be on card, Andrew. I'm not interested. Yeah, no, I'm a fan. I actually, in full sincerity, like, she's using her fame to help animal charities. So in a purely non-gross way, I think she's great. So
yeah,
I would buy one of those cards to support her, much like an Ohtani card supports Ohtani, Jeff.
Real quick, El Nito is very upset that they let Ohtani have such a big game in their own house. He's thinking that the players, the pitchers should have been a little more aggressive with him and not instead of.
All right. El Neto, I'm assuming it's a softie. They actually, the Dodger broadcast caught Skip Schumacher in the dugout. So when Ohtani came up, he was sitting on 49 home runs, and I think it was a runner at second and third and 2 outs. There's a wild pitch, now a runner at third. They cut to him, and I guess there was a conversation, should we just walk him? But at that point, it was like a 9-run game. The game's done. And Skip Schumacher very clearly mouthed, Like, and the Dodgers announcer said, well, the manager said, F that. He wants his pitcher to attack Ohtani. And I think that's the way to go. Like, how do you explain walking the guy because you don't want him to achieve a milestone against you? The game's over.
But I think what El Neto is saying is, okay, once he hits that 50th home run, then next time don't let him hit another one. Maybe don't walk him, but maybe you drill him in the ass cheeks. That's what he's saying. Old school baseball. So
I don't know if Vital Brujan was if he had throwing at Ohtani on his bingo.
Oh, that was the third home run, right?
Well, yeah, but the second one was the 50th.
Oh, the second one. Okay.
So I mean, the third one, like you're asking a position player to exact what? Some kind of either point to first base or throw him a strike and see what happens. Like I think
that would be pretty funny to see him loft a 60-mile-an-hour pitch and just it bounce and hit.
I'm not gonna lie, Jeff. I bet Ohtani just steps out and swings at it.
he probably does. You're right.
He's got plenty of time.
That guy.
But anyway, ERT Sports Cards. Congratulations. I love these two Freddie Freeman cards. And one thing I want to talk about was the evolution of his autograph. So in 2009, this is prospect autograph. He really went all in. But by 2011, he was like, well, shit, I'm going to sign in every single set Topps makes for the next 15 years. Better just focus on the Fs.
Yeah.
So two really nice Freddie Freeman cards. So congrats on him.
And to be honest, I like the way the Fs look. That's pretty cool.
I do too. I think it looks good. All right. The next one, this comes from an Instagram account called Second Year Ben. And I'm not a Phillies fan, as you know, Jeff, but this card is spectacular.
Whoa.
How cool is this? I don't even know what to equate it to as a Braves fan. If they were like a Topps Black, like sort of a dual rookie of Kimbrel or like Kimbrel and Freeman or Freeman and Hayward back in like 2011. But how cool is this? It's a black with Ryan Howard and Cole Hamels.
And it's a vertical card with two horizontal shots.
Yes.
That's really cool. You never see that.
Yeah. Maybe the two guys most responsible for their 2008 World Series championship.
I mean, the cropping is a little weird on the Howard. Looks like they could have put him a little more in the frame, but I love this idea. Really cool.
Yeah, I think it's a friendly cropping. Ryan Howard wasn't rocking a six pack, but I think this card is fantastic. If you're a Phillies fan, this is the kind of stuff like I wish there was a Braves card like this. And I'm sure, Jeff, you wish there was a Brewers card like this, but
it'd be great.
Yeah. Like a Burns Woodruff kind of dual rookie type thing.
Yeah, or even non-rookies would be pretty cool to see in that.
Yeah,
it's 2 stars. What does the middle say? Does that
prospects?
Okay, prospects. All right,
prospects. Yeah, so I don't think this is technically their rookie. I think they both had a card the year before. I think, but this is just really cool. Topps Black, the two guys that Phillies probably will retire the jersey numbers for at some point.
Yeah, two team legends.
All right.
David Wright has one, and so does Zach Greinke.
Oh, that's cool.
That is great, but they're probably not paired with team legends, so that makes this one special.
Yes, the fact that there are 2 Phillies legends, not Hall of Famers, but 2 like franchise legends, is really cool. I like that card a lot as a non-Phillies fan. Okay, all right. A couple more really quick. This one actually I want to talk about for a minute, so this won't be that quick. Sorry. So. One of my favorite and our favorite, I'm going to say, Instagram accounts is Ginter Wood Minis. Yeah. Okay. And he posts some amazing cards that we've never seen before, including a nice Ohtani Wood Mini today. But what I want to talk about fairly quickly is this Byron Buxton card and what he says about it. Okay. So this Byron Buxton card is from 2015 Bowman Chrome. And there was a mini insert set in 2015 Bowman Chrome, and he says it's called the 2015 Bowman Chrome Prospect Profiles Mini Refractor Green. So 25 card set. These are all extremely rare, and they're minis. And he says, I can't really explain why I have this oddball shaped mini set, but he liked them, so he completed the set. And he said he's thankful that at least Aaron Judge was included on the checklist.
Mm.
These are all numbered out of, it looks like 99 or 99, I think. So this got me thinking, Jeff, about people like you and I who collect cards. And sometimes we have stuff that we really like, but we can't explain why. And we don't collect it because we think it's going to become valuable. We collect it because something about it sort of speaks to us and gets us excited.
Yeah.
And it reminded me of stuff like this that I have. The Stadium Club box topper Freddie Freeman auto.
Yes.
And for some reason, these box topper Stadium Club autos, like, they get me going. I don't really know how else to say it, but the imagery is usually great, and the autos are on card. It feels like a miniature photo auto, but it's a baseball card.
Yep.
So I feel I understand exactly what Ginterwood Minis is talking about here.
Yeah, and it seems like it's not that far off of what he normally collects. I mean, he likes mini cards. So this would seem like this is a bit more mainstream version of the Wood Mini.
Yeah.
So I get it.
Do you have something weird like that? I mean, besides, of course, Keston Hero cards.
Well, yeah, I was going to bring up, which I don't know if I have here. Oh, I have some of them. My collection of bizarre headwear cards.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So if you follow my Instagram, you'll notice I put these up every once in a while. Crazy headgear, led by Mr. Leland's stovepipe hat, of course. Yeah, and I like them, so I collect these kind of things.
Yeah, and that's exactly the same kind of thing. Like, there's just this is the Aaron Judge, by the way.
Looks young.
Yeah, he does. But yeah, I think everyone has like a certain type of weird card they're for whatever reason drawn to.
Yeah.
And for Ginterwood Minis, who obviously by his username you can tell what his niche is, but these Bowman Chrome Minis really spoke to him, and I think it's cool. Like, I like it a lot. I like that he was so interested in them he completed the set.
Yep.
Which you got to respect.
That's great.
Yeah, and still has them. So yeah, so you have your weird hat wear, and I have my oversized Stadium Club autos.
And Hoops and Homers collects Gatorade bath cards. Just love them.
So many of those. Hoops and Homers, if you're a Rangers fan, my God, Series 1 and Series 2, they're Golden Mirror SSPs. It's like all Gatorade baths.
Yep.
Which is really cool. A great theme that Topps did. Okay. All right, a couple more, Jeff, and then we're gonna call it a day because I need some chicken chunks. So we're going right here. Dave's Braves cards on Instagram posted this Hank Aaron card, technically a Henry Aaron card.
Mm-hmm.
And while I am still mad at Dave's Braves cards for buying that Ronald Acuna auto where he's holding up second base and it's oddly cropped, but still, what he talked about in his caption here is basically consolidation. He had some other Hank Aaron cards that he traded up or sort of sold into to get this card. And much like us and our Ohtani, he has zero regrets. And this Hank Aaron card, the coloring is fantastic. Like, that orange is so bold, and the sort of the admittedly not politically correct Braves logo up there in the top left. Like, a lot of times that's faded, and this one looks really bright.
Very bright. The red is bright. Yeah.
Really cool card. So Dave's Braves cards. Congrats on that. Well done with your consolidation.
Yep. Gotta love it.
Gotta love it. All right. We're going to talk about our buddy here. Short print a day. Jake managed to find what he described as his ultimate Aaron Judge Grail, which is his 27 Topps black in a PSA 10.
That's a very rare card, and we know how difficult those black parallels are to gem from the late 20 teens.
And it's interesting too. Excuse me. Jake's a fairly knowledgeable baseball card collector, but we can all get obsessed with grades. And sometimes it really is more the quality of the card than the grade, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So Jake has owned a PSA 6, a PSA 8, and a PSA 9 of this Aaron Judge, but he was not satisfied, Jeff, until he was able to acquire a 10.
And he was willing to give up some very important cards in his collection in order to get it. So that shows how much it means to him. He was. And I will say, and I think you would agree, for a lot of the lower grade, the Topps black cards, you can, when you see those really white corners, it's tough. It makes you really want the clean version, right? Yeah. And that happens a lot because the black edges are very dingable. Yeah. Tough. Yeah. And everything shows. Everything shows. So congrats to Jake for his acquisition of this card. I hate this card personally. I hate that image. You like the crotch shot though. Yeah. That crotch in the top right, the stupid catching a ball. It's just so dumb. It's so dumb. And like Topps knows
that we don't want this. We want a picture of Aaron Judge hitting a baseball because that's what he does. And they give us this. I don't know. I feel like it's a deliberate slap in the face sometimes what they do. But
all right, wanted to go to one more comment.
Okay.
I collect Twins cards because I like my cards to let me down like my team does.
Oh no. Well, yeah.
What about Kirby Puckett?
Come on, yeah, Kirby Puckett. I mean, Yohan Santana had some. Just trail. All right, last card. Last card we're going to talk about, and this is maybe the best card. Tony's Hobby Vault has a really incredible Ichiro Suzuki collection. Stash, as I like to call it, because he doesn't show them all. But this card is amazing. Here's his Bowman Chrome gold refractor with the Japanese.
I've never seen that in gold. Wow.
Yeah.
Japanese back, too.
Japanese back. Yeah. Really, really cool. Just a really incredible card. I think if you were putting together like an Ichiro Super collection, this card would probably be in the top 5. There aren't very many of these. And it's really cool.
That looks really cool.
Yeah.
Great card.
I complained in my comment, Tony's Hobby Vault also has a very cute dog. He uses shamelessly in most of his posts, but there's no dog in this one, which I found particularly upsetting. But that's okay. Outside of that, really awesome post and a really awesome Ichiro card.
Good stuff. A lot of good Instagram stuff. If you don't have an Instagram account, it's worth it opening one just to follow other card accounts and see some of these because they're pretty. You see some pretty great stuff on there. Plus, SSB Thursday is coming up pretty shortly.
That's right. It is coming up. And yeah, you will see collections that make you feel terrible about your own collection.
That's kind of true.
We're always striding to go forward, Jeff. We're always looking for someone to motivate us to get better.
That's right. All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. Sorry that we were on late and sorry that I was a little late. Thanks, Chris, for taking over. You never know how LA traffic is going to be coming home from the lot. So I appreciate Chris handling it. Thanks so much for joining us and commenting. We always learn a lot on these shows. So it's always fun to have you guys here. So thank you. If you aren't able to join us live or weren't able to join us live this time, please try sometime. We're here usually every Thursday night at 6 about. And please subscribe to our channel if you have not yet. Anything you want to say, Chris? Yeah,
sometimes we're a little bit late when one of us is busy in Hollywood, or maybe we're just screaming over an absolutely incredible game by the greatest baseball player of all time. If you haven't seen the movie The Scout with Brendan Fraser and Albert Brooks, and I know Albert Brooks is a tough watch sometimes.
No, I like it. He's good.
Sometimes it's starting to feel like Shohei Ohtani is the Brendan Fraser character. Like he's the best hitter. Maybe he's going to be the best pitcher next year.
Yeah.
What can he do, Jeff?
Well, we definitely have to appreciate that we're watching something that hasn't been seen before and may never be seen again. So we're living at a good time for baseball fans and card collectors alike.
Yes. Happy 50-50, everybody.
Yes. Happy 50-50. Call your parents. Tell them you love them. And we'll see you guys next week.
Yep. Absolutely. Cheers.
See ya.